All right, welcome back, everybody. Whether you're here with me live or you're watching on the recording, great to have you here. We are getting started with Civ4 AI Survivors Season 9, Game Number 3. Quick background, if you're just watching the recording, I already said this on the live stream, but if you're watching the recording, the story of this game is Pakal is a very heavy favorite. He went for the highest bid in our fantasy contest. Vincarious has him on his fantasy team. People love this starting position. It's really quite nice in terms of the starting terrain. Outside of the capital, not as nice, but the capital seems like kind of a dream start. So about 60% of the people have him picked to win. And then Suryavarman is the next highest, if I remember. Suryavarman is the favorite for the runner-up category. And then the first to die, the favorite is Pericles. You can see I have picked Julius Caesar to be first to die, and I am banking on Chin being able to partner with Pakal effectively. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm hoping it does, though. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started in this one. All right, as always, when these games starts, we look to see whether religions are going to fall. Now, we know Pakal will found the first religion because he's the only one who starts with mysticism in this game. And he also starts with mining tech, so his worker will be able to mine this gold tile, and he will definitely have more commerce than anyone else. So he's 100% founding the first religion. The question, though, is where's his settler going? And I thought before the game there were kind of two places he can go. Either here, in which case he's kind of cramping Qin Shi Huang and leading to a lot of border tension, or he can go in this direction. Unsurprisingly, he's going here. Remember, at the beginning of the game, the AI does not have bronze working. They cannot see the copper tile. All they can see over here is a bunch of desert and one... They also can't see the coal either. And then one... Cal tile. So unsurprisingly, the AI is not going in this direction. Looks like the settler... I thought the settler was going to go here, but it'll be somewhere in this direction over here. What religion tech is Pericles going for? Good question. Oh, he has also queued up meditation. Now, the thing is, though, it's going to take him 8 turns to get to mysticism, and Pakal is going to take 8 turns to get to meditation. So Pericles he could easily just swap to polytheism after that happens. We also had a question, did I remember to give the barbarians archery tech? And the answer to that is yes. Yes, I did. But thank you for the reminder. It does not hurt to remind me with that. Okay. So let's see where they're going. In terms of other techs, we should look real quickly. So Sitting Bull's gone for animal husbandry, which is the correct call. He has 3 animal husbandry resources here. Qin Shi Huang's going for hunting because he has ivory. Julius Caesar is hunting, which is probably en route to... animal husbandry. Okay, yeah. But again, look at the problem. 17 turns to get to animal husbandry. There's going to be a slow start for his capital. I have him pick first to die because I don't like this start for Julius Caesar. Suryavarman is agriculture, which is what you'd expect. He has double corn resources, both of them irrigated corn. And that's all the techs. Okay, where are the settlers going? It's wherever the archers are when we select this. All right, so Caesar's going east. Chin's going north on the river valley. Pakal's going northeast. Okay, this is also kind of noteworthy. Pericles and Sitting Bull are going towards each other, which is probably a bad sign for them. Also a good sign for Suryavarman. If you're Kajatliak in the fantasy contest who has Suryavarman, you like to see this. You like to see Pericles going this way. And Suryavarman's heading east. Although Suryavarman is heading towards a jungly region. Hopefully he doesn't pull a Hannibal from last week and dump his settler in the jungle. But yeah. Okay, we have our first settlers in. Shanghai from Qin Shi Huang. He has... This is about as good of a spot as you can get for the second city. Another Plains cow. Did he... Alright, ivory is actually... I don't love the fact that the ivory got split off to this city. I don't like that quite as much because the capital could use that tile. But remember, China starts with agriculture, so his worker will be able to farm the floodplains, which is what's happening right now. That turns them into a mini resource. They become a rice. Double plains cows and the ivory and 1, 2, 3, 4 floodplains plus stone in the second. Like, this is a nice spot. And the free trade route. That's +2 commerce. That's a lot. You get a commerce in each of the 2 cities. That's a great city. The stone is potentially a poison pill. That's also potentially a problem. But it's a beautiful a beautiful spot. It's a lot better than this. Ugh. Ooh, yeah, this is why, again, I think Julius Caesar's land quality is just low. The problem with this spot is he doesn't get the corn. It's a dry wheat to start, so you don't get the +1 food for being on fresh water. But it's in the second ring, and Julius Caesar will not be able to connect this until he researches mysticism, which might be a long time from now. He's also stolen the grassland cow from the capital, and while that does make Antium a better city, Rome is not looking that strong right now. I don't know. I mean, it's smart that the worker mined the pig on the hill. I don't know. This is just a lot weaker than what Chin has over there. Pericles. Okay, now Pericles has creative trait, which is going to help him out because he'll pop the borders. The stone could be a poison pill for him as well. Pericles does like to build wonders. On the other hand, if he gets early Stonehenge, that could be nice. And he will not be able to... Wait, does he start with agriculture? He doesn't start with agriculture, does he? No. Greece is hunting, fishing. Okay. So this is the problem with Pericles, is because he's opening with a religion, he doesn't have the tech to connect any of these resources. It's like, oh, okay, he's got a gold tile. Well, guess what? He doesn't have mining. He's got a wet corn here. Well, he doesn't have agriculture. He's got a pig. He doesn't have animal husbandry. So if he spends too much time in religion land, he's going to have a slow start. That's why starting techs matter a lot. Okay. All right. We have everybody is settled now. So Pakal does. Okay, I was like, does he get the trade route connection here? He does not. If he builds a road to this river, if he roads like this tile and this tile, I believe he would get the trade connection. This spot is kind of garbage right now. I don't like this second city at all. That said, as I said, I was kind of hoping he would settle. I was kind of hoping his spot would be right here on the coast. He did leave room to drop a fishing city here, though. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I wonder if the AI will do that. But there is room to drop a fishing city here. If he's smart, he'll do that down the road. It's decent enough post ironworking because it has the gems and the sugar. But like long term, this is a solid spot. It's pretty terrible in the early game, unfortunately. Sitting Bull has a solid enough spot. Did this grab the... All right, this did not grab the cows. Got some floodplains. This is another city that really needs to pop borders. It does have 2 floodplains, so it's okay to start, but it looks like it's okay. One thing that happens is if Pericles founds a religion, though, there's going to be border tension between these two. That actually could be an issue. It's not good that the 2 high peace weight leaders are like right on top of each other. And then Suryavarman went for this spot, which is like fine. It's not amazing. He can farm this tile once he has agriculture. It's a little jungly, but like it's fine. It's good enough. So not bad there. Solid enough. Okay, so the next thing that's going to happen is we'll get our first religion. We'll see what Pakal chooses to pick. It will pop up here in Lakamba. I don't know how to pronounce that. It will pop up there. And by the way, note that he connected the... so obviously we knew he was going to connect the gold tile early on. So in terms of beaker rate, he now reaches at 16 and everyone else will be around 10 or so. Julius Caesar's at 7. That's not good. 7, 10. Yeah, they're mostly right around 10. And he's at 16. So he basically is... What's that? River makes... Okay, so people are saying when religion pops the border that there will be a trade route connection here. Okay. Pakal, yeah, he has a nice... the fact that his capital is size 1 is concerning. That is a little bit concerning. But he will probably go... If he's smart, he'll go agriculture, animal husbandry next, and that'll solve his problem. Yeah, him not growing is a problem. So he founded Buddhism, or Hinduism, excuse me. And Pericles has pulled off his religion chase. Pericles stopped going for a religion. He went for mining. So he'll be able to connect his gold resource after that happens. From Pericles to... Oh, I see what you're saying up here. Yeah. So Pericles will pop borders here, but yeah, he's not going for a religion anymore. He actually didn't even finish mysticism. He pulled off when the religion was founded. Let's see what Pakal chooses to research next. Okay, he's going to agriculture. That's the correct choice there. He does not cue animal husbandry, but he is going... now, should he have... he actually stopped working the gold tile, which I think is the correct decision here. Although maybe you could argue for working this until the agriculture research finishes. But anyway, so pretty much everyone's on animal husbandry right now. A lot of animal husbandry picks right now. Okay, so who's working on settler? Who's going to get the next settler out? Because it's not going to be Pakal. Looks like it's going to be Julius Caesar. He's building it in his capital. which he kind of needs to do something there. So sure, why not? So these are the turns where not a lot's going on. We're just going to, next turn here, watch what they're researching. All right, Pakal must have swapped back to the gold tile. He's actually building a settler at size 1, which I don't know if I agree with that. Don't know if I agree with that, but he is working the gold tile, so that's going to be worth a lot of commerce. Animal husbandry. So Chin did open hunting animal husbandry, which makes sense given his start. He's on a settler now, too. Yeah, Julius Caesar's definitely going to get the settler out first. He did the correct decision to mine these pig hill tiles. And Surya Varman's on worker plus settler, which is a combination I do like. Because he started with mining tech, he was able to mine the hill tiles for some extra food hammers. And now he's going to animal husbandry because he has pigs. Looks solid. Now Pakal's doing hunting. Why in the world is he researching hunting? What an odd choice. Okay. Strange choice there, but sure, why not? But Julius Caesar will get the settler out first out of all these AI leaders. And Chin with early bronze working is interesting. Pericles is like halfway done a settler. Sitting Bull's like halfway done a settler. Oh, for his people are like his unique unit. That makes sure. Yep. Unique unit poison pill. Well, he would have to get it eventually anyway. So let's see where Julius Caesar sends this settler, because that's about the only thing that's really going on right now. And Pakal is doing animal husbandry. Okay. He connected the wheat. He's working the wheat. Now, the wheat the wheat is probably the correct tile to work. What he should have done was gone to size 2 and then built the settler at size 2 with the wheat and the gold, but like you can only expect the AI to do so much. All right, so who gets the settler out next after Caesar? It looks like it's Surya Varman. I am concerned that Caesar's going to get boxed in down here and get stuck with like really low quality land. So it's going to be Surya Varman, and then Chin and Sitting Bull will be shortly after that. But yeah, Caesar, which direction is it? All right, settler's going southwest. Or west, apparently. Over here by the sheep sheep and rice would not be terrible. So Surya Varman now on mysticism. Is he trying to go for one of the religions? Oh, he's making a play for polytheism. Interesting. Surya Varman making a play for a religion. Okay. That's like a high risk, high reward type move there. So is Caesar going to put a settler here on the coast? Apparently. Yeah, everyone building settlers out of the capital, which is a little different from what we normally see. Julius Caesar finally now got animal husbandry. All right, so yeah, Caesar. Okay, again, the problem for Caesar. Now this is not a bad city spot. It's got 2 resources, but he's building a workboat, and if he doesn't, and he's on the archery poison pill. Again, archery not a terrible tech for the AI. It is good against the barbarians, but like he's missing a lot of techs he needs right now. He doesn't have wheel, so no pottery. He doesn't have agriculture, so he settled for a dry rice, but he can't connect it. And no mysticism, so he can't connect this resource. He can't connect this resource. His teching rate looks abysmal right now. He's on 4 beakers per turn at the moment. He's literally on 4 beakers per turn. Of course, he built barracks in both of his cities, so okay. The AI loves to build barracks. He can connect the sheep. That's right. He can connect the sheep. He can do the horses. I mean, he's got a lot of food hammers. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animal husbandry resources. So, like, he can definitely get the food hammers. I'm just worried about his research rate. I don't know where he's going to get commerce from. Remember, these tiles don't produce commerce because, well, this will because it's on the river. But the forested tiles don't produce commerce. I don't know, man. This looks like it could be abysmal from like a research standpoint. Anyway, we did have some other settlers just finish. So Surya Varman going to the northwest coast. Looks like a solid spot. There we go. Looks like a good spot. Of course, he's creative, so he'll pop borders. And then he'll have enough food there. Yeah, looks like a solid start for Surya Varman. He's got polytheism under research. Sitting Bull, I believe, also finished a settler, which is going down here towards Pakal, who is almost done with a settler. And Qin Shi Huang is he heading for the desert region up here? Let's see. And it looks like he's going to settle the desert region here. Pakal is a great research start. He is last place in score, which is a bit concerning. Little bit concerning there. And then we just finished a settler here from Pericles as well. So Sitting Bull has picked this spot here. He settled on the Ivory for who knows what region. He's another person who needs to pop the borders of this city. Bakal looks like he might be kind of boxed in. Perhaps. I think there's still a decent quantity of land out here. Yeah, Sitting Bull's not going to die anytime soon. Agreed. All right, now I know. So was it Pericles and Chin had archers walking around? Well, Pericles' settler is still hanging out in his capital for some reason, and Chin's just walking over here. All right, well, let's take a quick look at people's settlers here. So Rome, or the capitals, excuse me. So Rome's connected the one resource here. It's been a little slow to improve the resources. Chin is about, I was about to finish bronze working. Okay. He farmed the floodplains. He has the Plains Cow connected. He has a really nice looking second city. Already has the Ivory hooked up. Over here, Suryavarman looks very solid from a Foodheimer standpoint. Could use some happiness, but he is going for a religion for that reason. Pericles has managed to connect his gold resource. That's good. Connected the animal husbandry resources, and that's it. Over here, still researching mining. And then over here, Suryavarman, or excuse me, Pakal is about to finish the settler. So let's see where this one settles. Is it going to be on that hill? Okay. Definitely needs to pop borders. This is kind of a useless city until it pops borders. It gets better with the cow, but without that, it's not so good. How about Pericles? He is still just sitting with the settler here. I don't know what he's doing with this settler. Dude, you can move out the settler. No, it's still just hanging out in the city. I don't know what he's doing with that one. And the Pakal settler looks like it's headed north. I'm assuming it's going to go in this direction here. Pakal is about to finish animal husbandry, which is definitely a tech he needs. He is wisely working this tile, so he can finally get some growth going. Okay. Anyone else have... So Julius Caesar is another settler under production. Stonehenge build here. Interesting. I don't know if I would have chosen that to be the wonder to go for. Also, apparently, unhappiness here in Hariharalaya. Although it looks like Suryavarman's about to found the next religion of the game. And it'll probably pop up here, so that'll give him some happiness. Pericles, he is moving the settler out. Okay. Moving the settler in this direction. There's some room for some solid land here. And that seems to be it for the moment. So Pericles just kind of stood around with that settler for quite some time. I don't know why. Again, a lot of long-term potential in Pakal's land, but he definitely needs to get ironworking with this start, because there's a lot of jungle here. Again, solid long-term stuff, but weak in the short run. He's researching the wheel at the moment. I'm just watching the Pericles settler and the Pakal settler at the moment. I'm going to get Pericles and Pakal confused about 1 billion times over in this game. I just know it already. All right, Suryavarman's going to found a religion. The odds are 5 out of 6 it'll pop up here, 1 out of 6 it'll pop up here. So unsurprisingly, it popped up in Hariharalaya. That's what we would have expected. Does Suryavarman have the wheel yet? No, he doesn't have the wheel. He did sink a fair amount of time into founding a religion. So, like, he doesn't have bronze working or wheel or pottery yet. But still, his start looks pretty good. He's the early score leader. And this will give him a little extra happiness. He also could get an early shrine if he finishes that Stonehenge build. There's another settler coming out of here. Another settler about to come out from Julius Caesar. Again, Caesar's ability to expand is not in question. It's just, can he avoid crashing his economy horribly? And here's the Pakal settler. Okay. Again, all of Pakal's settlements are ones that have, like, tremendous long-term potential. Like, tremendous long-term potential here. But in the short run, not so great. Oh, is Pakal on pottery? That's a possibility. He is on pottery. Good call, guys. He is on pottery. So he'll be able to get granaries in. His start, again, he really needs, I keep saying this, needs ironworking to unlock. So also is going for a Stonehenge build here, which he does not need. The question for him is really, is he going to bother to expand? He is starting to get his resources connected, and did just finish Wheel Tech. But yeah, Surrey Varman looks pretty solid here at the start. And Caesar just finished a settler, so we should keep an eye on where that goes to. Why is Pericles building barracks? Oh, Pericles founded this city here. It's a little low on food, but it's got some great... I mean, it has copper and horses, so it's an important spot for him. And now he's going another settler here. And then also a settler here. So the biggest issue for Pakal is, does he get enough cities? If he gets enough cities, I think if he just gets to 6 or 7, he'll be strong enough. If he gets stuck on 4 or 5, then it gets a lot dicier. I'm hoping he can get a city or 2 over here. He is not currently building a settler, though, which is a little dicey for this setup here. Well, I mean, 6 or 7 from the initial round. I think that that'll be enough. This is a small map. I don't think people are going to get much more than like 8 cities on this map before they run out of space. I could be wrong, though. You like how Pakal's building Stonehenge in his cities? Well, anyway, Caesar is expanding down here. I think he's the only one with a current settler on the map. Oh, yeah, that's the 6-7 thing. Yeah, that's right. I have heard of that. Well, I was just trying to give you a number there. Does look like Stonehenge is going to be finished up there. Anyway, so Caesar is researching agro. I mean, Caesar's expanding, which is good. His economy not looking as good, though. And then who else wasn't it Surrey Varman's about to finish the settler too? Does anyone have one on the map at the moment? That is a worker. I don't. Did Chin just finished a settler in here? Yeah. See where Chin tries to go. His best bet is honestly probably to keep following this river valley further north here. Let's see at the... So Stonehenge should finish here. That's going to give Sir Roman another nice jump up in score points. Now, he doesn't really need it because he's already creative. He's already creative, so he doesn't really need a wonder like Stonehenge. But, you know, it does provide great profit points. He's expanding. Sir Varman's expanding really nicely here. Chin researching ironworking is not the right call. He should have gone... He really needs to get... mysticism. He needs to pop his borders. That's holding him back by a lot right now. Where did his settler go, by the way? Oh, it's he has an unescorted settler walking around. Chin? Okay. Like why? Why is it on why is it on the horses, buddy? You have animal husbandry. Why is it on the horses? I don't understand this one. Okay, so that just happened. Caesar also settled it again. Julius Caesar's in the same spot. He needs to pop borders really badly. He's expanding fast, which is good, but he needs to pop the borders like really badly. Okay, so Pakal does have another settler slowly under production over here. He's not expanding very fast, which is kind of what we knew. But his research rate is good. And then up here, Pericles and I think they both just finished settlers. Yeah, Sitting Bull finished one and Pericles finished one. Let's see where these both go. Apparently nowhere on the first turn. And Surrey Varman just finished a settler as well. So we'll try Sitting Bull apparently just finished bronze working. All right, settler. Wait, that's a double settler from Sitting Bull. Interesting. So... Are they going north? Okay, they're both going north, so certainly good news for Pakal, who doesn't have a ton of space here. That's good news for them. And then Surrey Varman... Wait, Surrey Varman's settler is just sitting in his... Why does he have a settler just sitting here when he has another one? And Julius Caesar has double settlers as well. I don't know if he can even economically afford double settlers. And Chin is apparently spamming archers for some reason. But yeah. Well, Sitting Bull is going to claim the north. He's got 2 settlers moving in that direction. And then Pericles is also apparently going to the north here. Just watching where the settlers are going. So that one I'm sure is going to settle on the coast. And Suryavarman settler is also headed north. So the middle of the map is still somewhat open here. This is a very slow settler build. I mean, like, you can finish a settler at this rate, but it's even with the AI's cost discounts on deity, that's not a fast burn there. Anyway, so Sitting Bull I think is going to found up here on the coast. All right, double founding for Sitting Bull. Take him up to 5 cities. I think he's the first one to 5. Yeah, and then Pericles grabbed this spot on the coast. So the map is starting to fill up for sure. I will say that Sitting Bull's been pretty polite towards Pakal, not cramping him with space just yet. Very, very nice about that. But Pakal is last in score. That's not a good sign. He has been having trouble growing his territory here. Definitely struggling with that a good bit. Again, the potential's still there. It is a bit of a slow developing start here. But I wouldn't say this has been a good early game for Pakal, the big favorite going into this game. Julius Caesar has a settler, actually has double settlers on the same tile here, moving together. And Suryavarman had that settler out. Is it still just, he has a settler in his capital, and he has another one up here. He only has a warrior here. This settler actually could die, because there's just a warrior defending it, and there's an archer here. Okay, well, he ended up selling them. Now that spot, I don't feel like that spot does a whole lot for him. I mean, it's not terrible or anything, but it doesn't really claim that much land. I mean, it's not bad. It's on a plains hill, and it's got a rice resource, but I kind of would like to see him settle a little, push his borders out a little bit further than that with that settle. Anyway. So yeah, I think that's still slowly crawling along on the settler there. And are there any other settlers on the map right now? I think Pericles just finished one. And there's one in Suryavarman's capital, and Caesar has multiple settlers wandering around. I don't know if his economy can afford it, but yeah, at least he's researching the wheel, so that's nice. I don't think anyone has lost a settler to barbarians. How about Chin? Didn't he have he has a settler? Okay, he has a settler out too. Again, Chin and Julius Caesar both need to research mysticism really badly. Sitting Bull as well also really needs to pop his borders. A lot of resources in like the second ring of various locations. All right, we are almost to turn 50 here. Pakal in last place on score. Mostly it's just he hasn't expanded very well yet, and his cities are not that big population-wise. 8-turn archery. Oh, what is he doing? He's upgrading something. Why is he running the slider there? Doesn't make a lot of sense. So Caesar has pushed his borders up. And double settle from Caesar, including on gold. Why does the AI always love these on the gold settles? Just hoping his economy is able to handle that. 8 beakers per turn. Well, that's not great, but it's decent. It's hanging in there. Does get him out to 6 cities. I mean, that's something, all right. 6 cities. First to 6? Yeah, first to 6 here. The Great Wall. All right, Temple of Artemis. I don't like the Temple of Artemis build for Suryavarman. I'd love to see him just keep pushing expansion here and not go for the Temple of Artemis. The copper means no metal for Suryavarman until ironworking. That's probably a good thing for him, though. You don't want him launching an early war. Yeah, him not having copper is not the worst thing. This was intended to be... Oh, there's also Barb City up here. No Barb City in this corner just yet. Still limping along. Pakal, buddy. Not building those settlers, are you? So I would say it has not been a good open, and Pericles just founded this spot here. I would say it has not been a good opening set for Pakal. I knew it was going to be a little bit of a slow start after his capital, but he has not exactly covered himself in glory here. Map is filling up pretty nicely. Pakal needs to get like 2 cities over here and then like another city over here. These little mountains here are definitely a bit of a barrier though. Good opener for Suryavarman. He is, I don't like, and he just founded this city over here for his 5th. It's nice that he has ivory. That's always great to have. Happiness and elephants down the road. I don't love the wonder building though. Stonehenge was okay. This Temple of Artemis build I think really slows him down a lot. He doesn't need this. He will get a shrine for his, or a profit for his shrine relatively soon. Is Pakal planning early war? I'm pretty sure he is not plotting early war. No, he's not. It's too early in the game. Qin Shi Huang planted this city here. So Qin has pretty much gotten all the territory between himself and Pakal. He's definitely gotten this over here. And then has room for, I guess, some more in the Arctic and in this river valley. I'll be interested to see who gets this little part of the map right here, because this is some pretty quality land. There's some nice resources here. And post ability to cut down jungle, that'll be nice. This Barb City popping up here hurts Suryavarman a good bit, because this is a natural place for him to expand, and now he's blocked in that direction. We were going to do the quick bar graphs comparison here. So GMP, Suryavarman with the Stonehenge culture is first. Julius Caesar has been below the Observer Civ at times here in their initial turns. Production, it's pretty close. It looks like Pericles and Suryavarman are first. Food, this is a concerning sign for Pakal. A concerning sign here on the food chart. This just reflects the fact that he does not have a lot of population at the moment. That is not good. He needs to expand. If he gets settlers out, he'll be fine. Suryavarman's also last in power because he doesn't have a metal resource. He's way versed in culture on this map, though. I mean, if he expands, he'll be okay. If he doesn't, he's apparently not listed as most advanced in the world, which is interesting. But yeah, he needs ironworking, and he needs to get off his butt and settle more territory, because he cannot afford. Look, Sitting Bull's got a settler headed this way. Pakal cannot afford to let Sitting Bull get a lot of the territory, and apparently he's sending out a settler unescorted over here. If he's stuck on 5 cities, he is pretty much out of luck. All right, Qin. This is an interesting plant here from Qin. Look at this. I said I thought it'd be curious to see who would get this little area down here. Well, Qin is apparently going to claim that. And Pakal is looking like he does not have a lot of room to settle at this point. He is running out of space. Of course, everybody is starting to run out of space, but everybody else has like 5 cities and he has 3. Qin, looking good here. I like it. I love taking this spot. And he still has some room. Maybe another spot here, if not some coastal fishing villages. Pakal not looking good. Not looking good here. Pakal first to die. I mean, wait, where did his settler? Did he just lose his settler? Oh my god. He ran it back into his city. He didn't lose it. He ran it back here. Well, that's almost as bad. That's almost as bad. He ran it back into Lakama instead of expanding. So that is, Sitting Bull is going to take something over here. Where is Sitting Bull going with this spot? Yeah, if Sitting Bull gets all this territory as well, yeah, it's not looking good. Anyway, Caesar grabbed this spot here. I will say Caesar's expanded well. Or did he? No, that's the double settler he did earlier. That's not anything new. Does anyone have like a settler running? We have the Sitting Bull one, I think is the most interesting. I think it's just the Sitting Bull and Pakal settlers at the moment. All right. Pakal does move first in this relationship. Interesting. Pakal's got chariots here and a settler right here. Is he going to settle on this tile here? Okay, well, I would have liked to have seen him claim a little more territory, but that at least gets him something. He was about to get locked out entirely. Great Wall build. Looks cool on the map. I'm not sure I love that build either. Still, no other settlers in production from Pakal, by the way. Just on the 4 cities. Let's see what Sitting Bull gets. I mean, he can pretty much deny room for any other cities if he uses this one aggressively. Nope, he turned it around and walked it back here. Interesting. Interesting. By the way, the, what's it called? The monotheism religion is still available in this game. Still available right now. If, is that another Caesar settler up here? No. I thought for a second I spotted one. So that's a worker. That's a worker. All right, there's a Julius Caesar settler walking unescorted down here. There's another one up there as well. Pakal's on priesthood, so he's probably going to try to go for the oracle. All right, well, Caesar again expanding well. You know, Surya Varman had that great start. He kind of has slowed down a good bit after that great start. He has not expanded as well as it looked like. He's been on 5 cities for a while now. Or I guess he had 4, like his city number 4 and number 5 didn't really claim much in the way of territory. So I'm not like he was starting to get a big lead in score. He has come back to the pack a little bit. So Caesar's going to found that ice ball spot over there. Is Pakal at least... All right, he is at least building another settler. And Sitting Bull has now apparently decided to go for the northern coast. So that does leave room for another Pakal city. He could have locked Pakal out entirely. But like Pakal can now settle like here if he wants to. He also still does have room for a city right here if he wants. He can backfill that. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for the copper either. Right here. The Barb City hurts Surya Varman a lot. This was a bad spawn for him. I totally agree. I said it earlier, I'll repeat it again. This Barb City spawning really hurt the Khmer, because that was where they were looking to expand. That was a bad roll, unfortunately. And apparently that's the only Barb City on the whole map. I haven't seen any others so far. Yeah. Alright, so Caesar goes out to 7 cities with this spot down here. And there's more room for more Arctic. I mean, he's got room for more backfill over here. So that's cool. Julius Caesar does not look like he's going to be first to die at this point, I have to say. He's looking pretty solid overall. And Surya Varman didn't he have a settler out somewhere? Oh, he has a settler way down here? Yeah, okay. Okay. On the gold again. Yeah, I love settling on these gold tiles. There will be some border tension between him and Caesar. That's going to cause some tension. Because he's creative. He's going to pop borders in a couple turns. There's already a little border tension here. Pericles also stalled out on 5 cities as well. So not looking as good there. All right, Pakal wants the Oracle. He will get this, by the way. No one else has priesthood tech. So he'll be able to slingshot something with this if he wants. The smart move for him would be to take metal casting because he has gems and gold, but we'll see. He will get a profit for his shrine out of this. We also haven't seen the religions really spread yet, so that's a big factor in these games as well. It can be hard to know who's doing well and who's struggling because, like, the creative civs always get a big score boost early in the game from having so much territory via the early border pops. That said, I do think Surya Varman's looking pretty strong here. His early game's going well. He could be pushing it harder, and I do think he stalled out a little bit, but he's not looking that bad. Yeah, ironworking's a big tech too. Pakal research. Where's Pakal's settler going? Out of curiosity. Oh, he's gonna make an aggressive plant with this one. Oh, and Pericles has a settler here too. They are both on the same tile. Look at this. They're on the same tile, the two of them. But Pakal moves first in turn order, so if they both want this spot, Pakal will get it. Oh, Pakal got teleported. Oh, that's a biggie. Oh my goodness. Pakal could ill afford to give up that spot. Can we see the econ screen? Sure, just real quick. Of course, GMP does include culture, so it's hard to say. But yeah, Surya Varman is definitely ahead in that metric. Yeah, with Pakal being limited on settles, I don't know where he was trying to go. He was probably trying to go like to this tile here, but Pericles has now bumped him back. And he really can't afford to lose. I mean, he needs territory quite badly. And he's not building any more settlers, so I don't know where he's going with this one. I thought he should have gone up here, to be honest. Well, he's going to have to go somewhere with it. He moved it into this spot here. Anybody plotting war? Not you. Oh, we have enough on our hands right now? Okay. Pericles, who do you not like? Well, you're cautious with everyone. Literally cautious with everyone. Well, the only one he has a little border tension up here. By the way, thanks for subscribing, Mr. Barbarian. Oh, beaker per turn, sure. Sorry, we had a question. Pakal is only on 12 beakers per turn, but he's running gold for some reason. 12. whereas Suryavarman is not running gold. Caesar 10, Pericles 7, although he's also running a positive gold flow. Chin 15, he's also running positive gold flow. Sitting Bull 15, so no one's really running away with it. Pericles can't attack Sitting Bull. I mean, isn't he caught? Oh, he can't attack Sitting Bull because he's pleased. Thank you. I forgot I saw that. All right. By the way, Caesar also put a city down right here. Okay. I mean, you gotta give Caesar credit. He's expanded well in this game. He's expanded well. He has gotten more territory than I thought he was going to get. Because Chin has not sent even one settler to his west. And Suryavarman has not pushed south in any great haste either. I didn't think Caesar would get as much territory as he had. He's finally going pottery tech now, too. By the way, despite the fact that Pakal is so starved for land, he's actually third in score here. If he actually does get enough land, he's going to be quite strong. Where does his settler go? Where in the world is this? Oh, is it down here now? It's down here. Okay. Now it's over here. Okay, he's apparently going to go for this spot over here. There's Suryavarman finishing TOA. And Sitting Bull going to Hinduism is our first big shift there. So Sitting Bull has picked up Pakal's religion, which is probably good for Pakal. Pakal just kind of wants to stay out of conflict and like build up. By the way, Sitting Bull has also now grabbed an Arctic city. There's a barb spot up here too. Sitting Bull is looking solid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities. He should have tried to keep Pakal from getting a spot up here, though. Yeah, Pakal's going to claim this spot over here. Again, I think if Pakal can get... He still has this spot here. I wonder if he'll ever found that. If he can get that and then one more spot in the west, I think he'd look okay. I think he might be okay, although Pericles might be building up to attack him. Pakal Suryavarman, no medals. Is that true? Oh, yeah, he doesn't have any medals. That's true. The Suryavarman doesn't have ironworking yet either, although he is researching it. Yeah, he has no metal. He has no resources at all. No horses. No copper. Oh, yeah, he has a horse. His horse resources up there. Yeah, he has none at all. He has copper 1 tile outside his border. He will actually claim that in 16 turns. Of course, he'll have ironworking faster than that. Yeah, so Pakal's going to get that spot. And, all right, he just finished the Oracle. Of course, if Pakal had settled right here, he could have then put his next settler up here, potentially. What did he grab with it, out of curiosity? Monarchy. Is hereditary rule his favorite civic? I'm trying to remember. It is his favorite civic, so he'll go to hereditary rule. No one else has that as their favorite civic in this game. It's a very common favorite civic for different AIs. But that will get Pakal a profit for his shrine eventually. He still needs a little bit more territory. All right, so he did get another spot here, but he's still pretty crunched on land. That said, he is going to have a lot of happiness. All right, he's building another settler, but not a very quick one, it would seem. He needs ironworking quite badly. Not because that will get him the gems and the iron. All right, meanwhile, Suryavarman, he got the borders to pop here. Ravenna does not even control its own first ring, amusingly. He can't be plotting war because he doesn't have the resources connected yet. Yeah. Pericles was plotting war earlier, apparently. Let's see if we can spot where his stack... Oh, we found the Pericles stack. Oh, he's plotting with Suryavarman. He's plotting against Suryavarman, you guys. Suryavarman does not have metals connected yet. So that could be a problem. Again, he's going to have metals connected in 6 turns. Or he has ironworking due in 2 turns. So, but that's probably not a war that Suryavarman wants, let's be honest. Chin is not plotting war. Caesar is not plotting war. Caesar, by the way... will not have iron connected until he researches this very advanced technology called mysticism. It costs a whole 84 beakers. Costs a whole 84 beakers. I also noticed that Chin just recently founded this city. That gives him, that kind of secures his border in the south with Julius Caesar. Also is working on pyramids, and I think he's going to get this wonder. I don't think anyone else is Oh, never mind. I was like, no one else is working on it. Apparently Sparta is like 80% done with it. So, yeah, and we had a Barb City in the extreme north as well. That founded a little while ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities against Caesar's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities. Oh yeah, and then Barb City over here. This is bad for Caesar. He's the only one who's going to settle this spot. It just delays him. So Caesar's basically out of room to expand now, unless he wanted to settle down here, but that would be a little iffy. Because that's a bit of a shame, because this is another solid spot for a city. Oh well, sooner or later he'll get that. So I think at the moment I'm going to watch over here and see if this Pericles converts to Buddhism. Okay, that's Suryavarman's religion. So if he... Does that get them to pleased? It is not enough to get to pleased, interestingly enough. By the way, Pakal has almost caught up to everyone other than Suryavarman. So I'm watching to see if this war is going to happen, because this is quite significant if these two end up at war. They're actually the top two in score right now. And otherwise, there's not really much more room for expansion on the map. There's this Suryavarman. Oh, these are... I thought this was a stack that was going to go settle. I mean, there's room to put some more cities in this little corridor here, but that's about it. So yeah, I'm just waiting to see if Suryavarman, if this stack is going to move out or not. All right, well, that's going to get him his shrine. So that Buddhist shrine will be founding next turn. Pakal is finally on ironworking, which is, we said, is the tech he needs. How much bigger is Pericles going to grow this stack? So the pyramids is certainly a nice wonder. He'll presumably go, what's it called? Probably go representation, I would think, unless he has another favorite civic. Does Pericles have a favorite civic? Oh no, representation's his favorite civic, so he'll definitely go there. Definitely head there. Yeah, Suryavarman had that awesome start, but all right, he did found another city here, which I like this spot. This is a solid city. I mean, he's looking good. Got out to the 7 cities. A little slower. He's building swords right now. So that's good for him. I don't suppose he's war plotting. He's not. Caesar, has he connected? Caesar's connected copper, so he can war plan now. Anyway, there's the Buddhist shrine at a pretty early date. Not a lot of spread just yet. The monotheism religion still has not been claimed yet, you guys. No one has gone for monotheism yet. That is still available for somebody, amazingly. Yeah, Pericles is not... If he's plotting war, it's not with Pakal. Pakal, thankfully, is not plotting war. Pakal, you just need to chill. Let everybody else fight for a bit. I wonder if he's... I wonder where this settler is going to go, too. Just, like, let everybody else fight for a bit. I'm continuing to watch to see where this stack is going to go, if anywhere. Oh, here it goes. It's on the move, you guys. It's on the move. I'm pretty sure it's headed for Suryavarman. Unless it's going for the... I guess it could also be going for the Barb City. Well, where is this Pericles or Pakal settler? Pakal settler has not moved yet. And oh, look at this. Whoa, Chin being aggressive. He wanted the furs. I actually kind of like that. So apparently Qin Shi Huang's like, I'm not going to research I'm not going to research mysticism. I'll just go all the way to writing, and I'll get culture that way. Qin on writing. I mean, he needs to pop the borders. I mean, that's kind of a dumb way to do it, but if it finally gets his borders popped, then better than anything else. Anyway, is this stack going to chart? Is this stack going to go boop boop into Khmer territory? That's the big question here. I think it's going to, but I have been wrong many, many times in these games. There it is, the game's first war. This is huge. These are the top 2 leaders in score. And I would say it's a bad development for both of them. This early, when there's no catapults, this is just going to be people ramming units into each other and not achieving anything. So this is bad news for the Suryavarman and Pericles stands in this game. I think it's good news for Pakal. He kind of needs the leaders to get slowed down a bit. What he needs is just a chance to cut down all the jungle in his territory. And that settler is still just sitting there. It's like, dude, just use your settler, buddy. Go drop it on this tile right here if you need to, or put it down here or this coast. But you gotta go somewhere. It does also open up the possibility of if Pericles gets into an extended war with Suryavarman, that Pakal can hit him here. Also a possibility. If Pericles takes Suryavarman's shrine, it is a great move. Yeah, there's not a lot here. He might be able to snipe this city. And there's no catapult, so there's no siege to worry about. He will throw this stack at Hari Haralaya immediately. Problem is, it is a city on a hill, and it has 40% cultural defenses. That said, this is a lot of phalanxes. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 phalanxes, 5 chariots, 2 spears. There's only 1 axe. There's only 1 axe on defense. He might be able to do this. Let's see. This is a huge dice roll here. Oh, just short. Just barely came up short. There is 1 sword with 0.5 health. I mean, that's gonna fall. This stack is gonna take this. Oh my goodness, this is, wow. What a big move from Pericles. He just took the holy city from the religion. Oof. Oh boy. That is a blow. That's a blow to Suryavarman's chances, for sure. Wow. Big plays indeed. Now, if Pericles can actually, like, take this and get off and rolling, he could actually just be off and going in this game. But there's a long way to go. It tends to be pretty... So here's the problem for Pericles. He has a low train unit percentage. He's not a warmonger. Look, he's building a granary. He's building Moai statues. He's building another granary. He doesn't build a lot of units, which means in an extended war, he doesn't make as much progress as you would like in an extended war. So, yeah. But that was a big gain. Don't get me wrong. That was a huge win. And Suryavarman, you can see he dropped out of first place. I will say if this war just gets protracted, it's pretty bad for these two, though. But that was certainly much worse for Suryavarman, who is apparently now going for monotheism, even as he converts to Buddhism as well. We should check in and see if anyone else is plotting war, just out of curiosity. Okay, you are not. Sitting Bull? No. Not plotting war. Chin? Nope. Julius Caesar? Nope. By the way, Caesar has fallen to last place in score, and he is very, very slowly limping to ironworking. So even though he's expanded well, his economy still is looking very shaky in this game. His smartest thing would be get to ironworking, somehow get iron by getting culture. Still does not have culture in any of his cities. Yep, no mysticism, no writing. Get to ironworking, build Praetorians, hit Suryavarman would be the smart thing to do. Is Chin on a B? Oh, we had a question. Is Chin beelining construction? Probably not, but it's possible. No, he's beelining calendar, which actually makes a lot of sense. He needs happiness. If you look, he has 2 resources, but calendar resources, he's got... Oh, he only has... Well, he has 2. If he can get this, then 3. Monarchy would be a better tech to go for, honestly, because he's got the wines there. Did that settler ever move? Nope. Pakal settler is just hanging out here. Apparently he doesn't see the need to expand, so that's, yeah. But Suryavarman is apparently going for another religion here. We will continue since no one else is apparently plotting war. We'll keep an eye on this religion. So again, Pakal took the city. Can he hold it is the question. That's going to be a little dicier, I think. Because it's a little tricky to reinforce. By the way, there's also still the Barb City up here, but no one else can even get over there yet because open borders. The only ones who have open borders are Chin has them with Caesar and me, the Observer Civ. So no one can walk through anyone's territory right now except Chin. So no one can even get to that Barb City at the moment. I mill silk for Chin. Okay, he had an extra resource. So anyway, Hari Haralaya, the defenders are still camping out up there. What's been going on in terms of the power rating for those guys anyway? So, ooh, big drop there for Pericles. So he lost a lot in making that happen. He apparently lost more units. Suryavarman has taken over the top spot in power again, and Pakal is doing Pakal things and not really training a military. And apparently that settler is just going to sit there, so he's not making any attempt to expand. But he did finish ironworking, so he is chopping down the jungle. That resource collection is pretty sad right now, but he's chopping down the jungle, and he'll have gems connected soon, along with dyes. So the Pakal engine is starting to run. His problem is he's just on 5 cities. I said if he could get to like 7, I thought he'd be fine. Because like everybody else, nobody really has more than like 7 cities. I think Caesar has 8. I think that's the most. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Chin. Yeah. Like I said, if he could get to around 7 cities, I think he'd be okay. Anyway, hi, welcome. Thanks for joining. I hope you're enjoying the show. Will Civ4 be able to take this city back? It's still defended, but it's a lot of chariots in there. I wouldn't say this is undoable. Could certainly get reconnected at some point. Civ4 is going to found the 3rd religion at an incredibly late date. Just no one seemed to want this religion for whatever reason. I would like, you know what I would really like? I would love it if Pericles just like signed peace right now and just held on to this spot. I think the war going on longer is bad for him. But if he could just like peace out and get back to developing, having taken a huge chunk out of his neighbor, that would be fantastic. Yeah, this city has a shrine. It's the world's most spread religion, but that's not saying that much. Hinduism, actually Hinduism's almost caught up to it right now. Although there is no shrine in here. Pakal will get a shrine in 30-something turns. Now he's building libraries everywhere. Going to be culturally very strong. And wait, did he actually move his settler? Oh, he actually moved his settler over here. Is he going to put a city down somewhere over here? He did move his settler. Well, now it's just hanging out here. There is room for another city up here. Anyway, so Islam pops up here. This is the monotheism religion, as another great general is born. All right, so Civ4's building a stack to try to take this spot back. It's very difficult for Pericles to hold this spot because it's like completely surrounded by Khmer culture. Caesar almost does ironworking. He still doesn't have... wait, is that a... Chin is building a road down here for some reason. And he's finally going to have the borders popped. Chin has also got a little stack down here. Is he plotting war? No, he's not. Caesar? Nope. Sitting Bull, who's now dropped to last in score. Okay, nope, he's not plotting war either. Sitting Bull, I think, he won't plot war at pleased. He's not pleased with anybody. He doesn't like Civ4 either, interestingly enough. So anyway, the fighting continues over here. Is that the Silk Road? It does appear that way. Oh, never mind. Civ4 is not going to try to get his holy city back. He's apparently going for Argos now. Okay. So that's a thing. I guess. And that settler is still just hanging out here in Uxmal. I still feel like Pakal losing a city spot over here has been really critical. Because I think he would have 6 cities instead of 5 if he had gotten that spot. Now, the cities he does have are freaking gigantic. This city's going to be size 13 really soon. Thanks to hereditary rule and a bunch of happiness resources. But like he just needs more territory from somewhere. If he can get even like 3 or 4 more cities, I think he can still win this game pretty easily. Because like if he could somehow get up to like 10 cities, he'd probably have enough. All right, Civ4, this is maybe not the best target to attack. This is on a hill, and it's behind city walls. But he's going to try. Maybe he gets some lucky dice rolls. You never know. Oh, wait, never mind. They turn around and walk backwards. I don't know what's going on over here. Oh, Chin has picked up the minority religion of Civ4. Okay. I think that if Pakal signs open borders with him, does Pakal have open borders with Chin yet? I think Pakal is going to flood him with missionaries and flip him into Hinduism. Because this dude's building missionaries. Is Pakal plotting war? Oh boy. It's got to be with Pericles too. Oh, he's going to go to war with Pericles and try to snipe this city. That could be really strong. It would be better if he had construction tech. He's going for calendar. I think he's going to go for Pericles here. Well, for the moment, we'll keep watching this. Again, it's better to come into these wars as like the second person. You don't want to like be the first one into the wars because they just tend to stalemate and not go anywhere. It sure looks like he's going to go make a play for Knossos, which would be a big play for Pakal. Again, I'd feel better if he used this other settler that can... Apparently it's just not going to do anything. It's just going to continue to hang out there. But for right now, all the fighting is over here. Hari Harlaya is still hanging in there at the moment. But note that Pakal has almost caught Surya Varman on a score, which tends to be a solid overall proxy. It's not a perfect one, but it does tend to be... Oh, they signed peace, and the city was given back. Whoa, man, what a big mistake for Pericles. What a big mistake for Pericles giving that back. He gave the city back. Obviously, that's really good for Surya Varman. It's bad for Pakal, who is looking at potentially jumping in here and taking a city basically for free. Pakal is not on construction beeline. He's on calendar beeline. Good question, though. All right, well, the game's actually pretty close right now. Overall, it's pretty even. This is good news. Very good news for Surya Varman. He got his holy city back, and now he's free to go maybe take this Barb city. So, like, that war was just killing him. He was getting nothing out of it, and now he managed to get his... Now, he lost infrastructure here. He lost time, but a huge win for him getting that back. Yeah, Pakal's potential dogpile turning into a 1v1 is much, much worse for him. Pakal does not want a 1v1 war. He wants to jump in and take advantage of someone who's fighting, exhausted from fighting a war on the other side. It's pretty close score-wise. Look, 706, 704, 703. Caesar finally going to be able to expand borders with writing tech. Finally. Now the good news, well, good news, bad news. Not really a good news or a bad news thing. Pericles has now kind of permanently poisoned the well with Surya Varman. Wait, Surya Varman is... He's minus... Interesting. He's -3 with Pakal. He's still +1 with... Still +1 with Pericles despite the war. They would probably be pleased otherwise. He really doesn't like Sitting Bull. Interesting. Sitting Bull doesn't seem to like anyone. He's annoyed with a lot of people. Well, anyway. Any of these, so... You are not plotting war. Sorry, I would be surprised if you were. Chin. Oh, who does Chin dislike? Well, he doesn't really like Pericles or Sitting Bull, but he doesn't have any border tension with them. He could be plotting with Pericles, it's possible. Could be plotting with Caesar as well. Definitely has border tension with Caesar. So he's looking to stir up something. We saw Pakal was plotting. Caesar is not. And Sitting Bull is not either. Oh, that's right. Chin's flipped into a different religion. That's right. Now, Chin looks like he's getting ready to attack Pericles because he's got his stack is up here, and that tends to be a sign. So it might be Chin and Pakal working together to tag team over here. This city also, Chichen Itza has enough culture. It's at the, let's see. Yeah, this Knossos would actually be in Chichen Itza's borders if it gets captured. So even if China takes this city, they might gift it to the Mayans, maybe. It would be better to go in second. Whoever goes in first is going to take damage. Oh, that's unfortunate that that's an auto raise, but at least maybe now a settler can go there. And Pakal still has not used that settler. I was just curious if he was ever going to use that thing. And apparently he is not. I think he actually disbanded the settler. Because I don't see it anywhere on the map anymore. Unless it's over here. No. I think he just disbanded that settler. Building the Great Lighthouse is kind of interesting. Alright, so the most likely place where we're going to see action is right here. Like right here from either Chichen Itza or Chengdu attacking Knossos. Because these guys both seem to be plotting. Unfortunate for Caesar that also was auto-raised. So apparently he put a city right here. I didn't spot him putting this one down. Is that his 9th city or his 8th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cities. Compared to 5 for Pakal, who has all this territory. I mean, his cities are massive, but he just only has 5 of them. The guy who falls too in love with building cultural stuff. All right, we're on turn 100 here. It's still a very even game. I feel like a lot of leaders still... I feel like everybody other than Sitting Bull is still in this one. Sitting Bull could like sneak a second place, but I think he's too far behind to take a first place. It's hard for me to see how he gets to first place from here. He's hurting on happiness. Look at how little his cities are. His capital is size 5. I mean, oh, he put this city down? Oh, okay. All right, buddy. That is, I guess it's not going to culture flip, but like it's close enough to his capital. He'll be okay, but that is not going to control much territory. Moundville is appropriately named, indeed. All right, our bar graphs real quick. GMP, you can see Pakal. We had the big lead for Surrey Varmint earlier, but now Pakal and Pericles are pretty close as well. Caesar's still lagging in economy. Production, Pericles is first. Food, the trough that Pakal was in earlier is now, at least now looks more respectable. Power, Pakal's still lagging in power here. Qin is apparently first in power. And then culture, oof, you can see when that holy city gets taken and then it bounces back again. By the way, look at Caesar's culture. This is the Observer Civ, which only has the palace. There's Caesar. Oh my god. Research rate, Pakal's at 48, Surrey Varmint's at 47, Caesar's at 39, Pericles is 41, Qin 58, Sitting Bull 46. Everybody's pretty close. Nobody's really running away with research rate right now. Largest, yeah. Apparently Pakal's larger in size, if not in population, than Caesar and Sitting Bull. Sitting Bull because he's out of space, and Caesar because he didn't expand borders anywhere. So there's the profit that Pakal will have for his shrine. Qin is on construction. Very nice. Obviously, it would be better for him if he took the time to build catapults before fighting someone. I don't know if he's going to wait that long, though. So Pericles and Surrey Varmint have like a modest score lead. Also, someone's gonna take this Barb City really soon. We should probably be watching this. So Pericles got the Great Lighthouse. Now he has one coastal city, so that's not going to be a terribly impactful wonder. But still, he's definitely got a lot of wonders up there. He also dropped this city right on the border. So Surrey Varmint is out of room. He can't expand any further. There's just no room. Although he might be able to get the Barb City, or Pericles might be able to get it. No, Pericles got it. Okay. And Pakal just got his shrine. Well, I still feel like Pericles and Surrey Varmint may come back to conflict again. They have an awful lot of border tension. And of course the war. Oh, what's this? Is there a stack? Qin looks like he's about to go in against Pericles here. Right as he finishes construction. Pakal's gone for currency over construction. And Pakal, is he plotting against Sitting Bull? Oh man. That would probably not be a good target to go after. You don't really want to be ramming in. I think Pakal might be going after, Pakal might be going after Sitting Bull here, who is not a strong target, but that's not who you want to be fighting. Well, anyway. We might have double war declarations here. So Pakal declared on Sitting Bull. Qin pulled his stack back. That was not who Pakal should be declaring war on. At least he's going after a weaker opponent, but yeah, no construction. He's not going to have much success here. It's just swords and whatnot. I mean, you might be able to take Moundville, but Qin is in. Oh, Qin's in Pericles. Oh, Qin is plotting with Sitting Bull. Qin is attacking Sitting Bull too. What the heck? What is this? You guys are right. He is going for Sitting Bull as well. It's the only target that makes any sense. Okay, well, they're working together. Pakal and Qin working together here. Not in a way that makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, this city just finished walls, which means it's like this city is not going to die. Not anytime soon. Okay. Yeah. Oh no! Oh Oh no! Oh, are you kidding me? Oh my god! The curse! I am cursed! I am cursed. I swear, I did not see it coming either. I didn't see it. This dude is... He's literally annoyed with... Okay. He's annoyed with Pericles. He walks a stack right up to the Chinese border and then signs open borders to attack Pakal, who he was pleased with. I believe he was pleased before this, because note that he's -2, but he's pleased with Julius Caesar, and he's literally the same piece weight as Pakal. So he literally walks a stack up next to someone he's annoyed with, and then declares war on the person he's pleased with. I don't know how I curse these leaders. I don't know how I curse them. Well, Pakal's dead. I truly have a gift. I swear to God, these are not bad picks. I swear to God, I'm not making bad picks, but just whatever. We might have to start running some alternate histories for some of these games. No, I mean, he borders, but like they have one tile of border tension. One. There's overflowing tension up here, around here, over here. They were pleased. They do have different religions, but they were still pleased before this happened. I don't know. I don't get it. Did I mark down the... I thought I marked down the declaration. I guess I didn't mark down the declaration of war. All right. Well, again, I sure know how to pick them, don't I? I sure know how to pick them. Okay. Well, as I said, Pakal is basically dead. He's in a 2v1 and he has freaking 5 cities. So he's dead, and he's about to lose one of his cities here because Chichen Itza is 100% dead. Meanwhile, his big attack stack is just going to toss itself against this. So, oh well. I don't know how I keep cursing these leaders. Whoever I pick just is doomed. So doomed in these ones. Yeah, I mean, this is it. He's dead. On the plus side, nobody else is scoring points for Pakal first to die. I mean, I'm sure somebody has it, but... On the plus side, though, I do like my Qin Shi Huang for second. I like that setup, because he's looking pretty strong now. Maybe Surya Varman or Pericles can win, and Qin can come in second. Chichen Itza now might flip to Pericles. That's true. Although there isn't a lot of Greek culture on that tile. There is a little bit. Anyway, yeah. Well, I sure can pick them, can't I? Yeah, that actually could flip over to the Greeks as well. Alright. So Suri got the shrine for his minority religion. That's, well, I guess he spread that around a little bit. Alrighty. I said I thought Qin's start was pretty good. Well, Qin does have construction, by the way. He does have catapults, if I remember. I'm pretty sure I saw him research that. Yep, he has construction. Does he have ivory? Does have ivory. Does Pakal have longbows? No, he does not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say axes and archers do not do very well against the catapult, the elephant plus catapult combo. I'm going to say they don't do very well against that. Oh, does Qin have horseback riding? He doesn't need horseback. He needs horseback riding. Doesn't have horseback riding. Yeah, again, Qin was so close to flipping into Pakal's religion as well, because Hinduism was going to spread there. Again, there was every potential to think that they were going to work together. I thought they were both going to fight Sitting Bull, and then they'd pick up the mutual military struggle bonus. But no. No, that is not what happened. That is not what happened. Yeah. That is what we call a shark fin, you guys. All right. Well, elsewhere, Surya Varman's plotting war. He does not like Sitting Bull. I mean, he could be attacking anyone, but he doesn't like Sitting Bull. Pericles is not plotting war. And then Caesar, who is also plotting war. Who does he dislike? Well, he doesn't like Sitting Bull either. But we'll watch those conflicts if they actually start. For now, we'll watch the one conflict that's taking place. Oh, here goes Caesar. Is he declaring on Pericles? Or is he moving through his territory to go after Sitting Bull? I think he's moving through his territory to go after Sitting Bull. At least Caesar finally did connect iron so he can build Praetorians. What a strange game in terms of war declarations. So it looks like Qin is going to be able to hold on to this spot. There is a chance of a revolt, but he is getting 5 culture per turn here. Wait, there's an academy in here? With the fact that he's getting... he has an academy, this is going to pop orders pretty quickly. I think he'll be able to hold this spot. I think. Yeah, Qin needs to put together a... He needs to get some catapults. Meanwhile, up here, Sitting Bull is trying to bully his way in. He won't be able to do much until catapults either. Again, Pakal's cities have a lot of culture in them, so they're not likely to fall pre-construction. But all right, well, Sitting Bull now has enough issues to... He's got to worry about Caesar, although Caesar's attacking from such a long distance, it's hard for me to see anything too significant coming out of this. I do think that Caesar is was the weakest AI on the map. I think I've picked the weakest AI on the map 3 games in a row, because Cyrus was definitely weakest in the first game. And then Hannibal was the weakest in the second game. I think Caesar is the weakest AI on this map too. But just because they're the weakest AI doesn't mean they're first to die. Yeah, I mean, Pakal has these 4 cities. He's got no chance against this. Qin just needs to research horseback riding. Well, this is great news for Pericles, who, by the way, is he's somehow dodging aggression from all these various AIs. Nobody's attacked him yet. He's building up a nice stack over here. So he'll have a pretty good shot. And Suryavarman is recovered from that utter disaster of losing his holy city. Like, he was not looking good there, but he's certainly recovered. Needless to say, the attacks that were launched on Pakal did not go very well because there were no catapults to lower the defenses. The problem for Pakal is there are catapults on the way. Qin's building them down here. As soon as he builds another stack, Pakal's basically dead. By the way, he's still ahead of Caesar, who has double his cities. Still ahead of Caesar in score. No, I think Caesar is the weakest because he literally is still last in score with 9 cities to Pakal's 4. He's still last in score. Also, I don't know if he's going to be able to expand that well in each game. I could be wrong. I think Caesar was probably the weakest, but I could be wrong. Maybe his expansion is good enough in some of these other games. Anyway, Caesar is just doing Caesar things right now. Yeah, he also used his window to launch a cross-map war. Well, he has 1 Praetorian in this stack. Praetorians can be effective, certainly, but it's a little late. The era for them is a little past at this point. Again, big winners here. Suryavarman, Pericles, Qin, all looking pretty good. Qin, of course, needs to collect more territory. Did he manage to get the... Yeah, he's already pretty much gotten the risk of a revolt down very low. The captured academy was fantastic for him. So he should get control of... he should actually get control of this tile pretty soon, too. And this one as well. Or not the... Well, anyway. Qin just needs to build a stack with... Alright, he's got a stack with catapults, and it'll take a little time to bring down the walls, but as soon as that happens, Mutal is dead. If Qin gets all of Pakal's territory, he's going to be the runaway. Not captured. Qin moved a great scientist. Oh my god, he moved a great scientist in to build the academy. I missed that. Okay, well that was a very weird way to use a great scientist. But okay, sure, I missed that one. I didn't see that happen. Are Caesar and Qin friends? That's a good question. They're pleased at -1. Yeah, they're pleased. Caesar's only cautious with Qin Shi Huang. A lot of great generals being born in various points. And a great scientist from Pericles. Pericles certainly did a nice job getting... He's gotten, I think... I would be surprised if he gets this much territory in every game. But he certainly got a nice claim of territory here. I'm a little surprised Suryavarman is still leading in score because he doesn't have as many cities. Oh, his cities are really big. That's why. He doesn't have that many, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He only has 7 cities, which is not a ton. Like, Pericles has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I guess that's not that big of a difference. Qin has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But if he gets all of Pakal, he'd be 13, including some very good cities. Mostly, though, like, the Caesar-Sitting Bull conflict is not going anywhere. That's unlikely to have much of anything happen. Oh, Pericles and Suryavarman just went back to war again. Who started it? Suryavarman did. Okay. I don't even see where his stack is. Okay, back to war. Oh, he took this city. He took the Barb city. Ooh, well done, Suryavarman. I was like, I don't even see that. Apparently I hadn't refreshed the map since that city was taken. Well done. Well done. And that's 5 wars. We're getting a lot of wars in this game. Round number 2. Who looks stronger? Let's see who looks stronger. They look pretty even. Caesar just did not have anything there. That said, they look pretty evenly matched, which generally is not a recipe for success, is when 2 sides are evenly matched. What do they have in terms of military attack, both of them? Suryavarman has construction. He does not have horseback riding, so he does have ivory, right? Yeah, he needs horseback riding to be able to train elephants. He doesn't have that yet. And he does not have any of the other medieval units yet. So he basically just has catapults and ancient era units. And then Pericles also has construction and is researching feudalism. Now, does Pericles have ivory? He does. Okay, so neither one can build elephants yet. Did Qin ever bother to research horseback riding? He really needs to get it. No, he's missing that. He really needs to get that for his elephants. But he's picking up Code of Laws. He's going to found the 4th religion. I'm wondering if my Qin Shi Huang pick for 2nd is going to backfire because he's just going to outright win the game. All right. So anyway, but sniping that city was nice from Suryavarman. And he might be able to get this one Mycenae too. Like before, because he definitely caught Pericles off guard here. He has no catapult, so he'll just attack. He probably takes this city too. Yeah, he just straight up grabbed 2 cities in the first 2 turns of the war. Or first 3 turns of the war. Those are nice pickups. Suryavarman 1, Qin Shi Huang 2. I could live with that. I could live with that. And then, anyway, this is the Code of Laws religion. It's probably better for Qin to stay in... Well, his religion is not... I was going to say Hinduism, but Hinduism's not a very widely practiced religion at the moment. All right, next big thing is this siege at Mutal. Again, axes and archers. Pakal's researching feudalism. He won't have it in time to defend Mutal, though, which is losing 11% of its defenses each turn. So Mutal is definitely going to fall here once those catapults go in. He can... I mean, he'll be able to hold for a little while at like his other cities, but long term... he just doesn't have enough cities. There's no way he can compete with a China that's this much bigger than him. Meanwhile, Caesar and Sitting Bull are technically at war, but like that, there's not much going on there. So yeah. Yeah, there's not enough defenders there to hold. Meanwhile, in this war, it looks like both sides are regrouping. Pericles seems to have his stack over here, or does he? Well, wherever his stack was, it was not on the border with Suryavarman, because he was definitely caught off guard by that. Definitely was hurt by that. All right, Mutal. Well, that's another stack coming in behind there. Okay, that's a big wonder. Statue of Zeus is going to make it annoying for anyone to fight. I do think it's going to be tougher for Suryavarman to take any more territory because Pericles will have longbows and he has enough territory to be able to build them. Anyway, Mutal should fall on this round unless I'm very much mistaken. And just like that, Qin is making a power play here. Because this is a... Okay. This is a powerful city to pick up. I guess it just said the Oracle, but still, it's a big city. It's size 13 city here. He needs to get workers to road through here. And like at this point, there's not a lot that can be done. So Sitting Bull will not be able to take this city because he doesn't have any catapults in this stack. But he will kill a couple defenders, most likely. Pericles' stack is near Suryavarman's holy city. Oh, it's down here. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Thanks for that. Also frees up a lot of territory for Qin, yeah. So, oh yeah, it's bombarding the defenses here. Unfortunately for Pericles, Suryavarman recently got feudalism for longbows. So Sitting Bull attacked Lakamba and basically just promoted a whole bunch of the defenders. Probably killed a couple units, but that did not go well for Sitting Bull. That was not what you wanted down there. And Caesar is just, yeah, Caesar is not looking so hot there. We'll keep an eye on whatever Pericles is doing here. Apparently trying to take this holy city. He attacked and he did not kill the longbows in the city on a hill. So that was not a good play from Pericles. Not a good play from Pericles at all. There should be like a monster shark fin in a turn or so. Let's look at the power bar graph. That was Pakal losing his capital. This was Pericles attacking and not succeeding. Qin is now #1 in power. This is Sitting Bull attacking Lakaba and failing, and Suryavarman lost a lot of units there too. I have to say, Qin is looking really good right now. That war declaration on Pakal was just exactly what he needed. What is this stack doing? What are you doing, Pakal? Why are you moving these units out of a city? What in the world is this? Well, I don't know where that stack went, but I know where it isn't, and that's alive. Because all those units just die. That was not what you wanted. Alright, Sitting Bull and Caesar made peace, so that's a thing. I believe Pericles just got the theology religion, unless he got philosophy. No, he just picked up theology. Okay. So Caesar now, that war did absolutely nothing against Sitting Bull. I guess Sitting Bull can now technically focus more on Pakal. So the question will be, can he like vulture a city from Pakal? I don't see any cities that look like they're about to change hands up here in the Pericles-Suryavarman war. So I'll keep watching here. How long until Julius Caesar plots again? Not long, most likely. Probably not long. Yeah, there's a pretty good stack forming down here. And there's not a ton in Lakama. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sitting Bull's got units headed up here. I think Sitting Bull will get at least one. I think he will get at least Mayapan. I don't know how much more he's going to get, but I think he'll at least get that city. And Pakal is 100% first to die. He has no chance of surviving this. Another game where the favorite ends up being first to die. Man, we are... surely, at some point, the favorites have to win these games, right? Surely at some point they do. All right, well, Caesar is walking around here. He's not plotting war, is he? No, he's not. And everybody else is in a war currently. If I'm not watching the Pericles versus Suryavarman war, it's because it just seems to be a stalemate. Like, nobody seems like they're making any progress there. Suryavarman did a great job to snipe 2 cities in the first turn of the war. That took the 2 of them, which were pretty even, and definitely accelerated Suryavarman ahead. But over here, there's, like, territory that's actually changing hands. That's why we're watching this. Not another pool 1 first to die. The seeding is no safety. Oh, Pericles, or Suryavarman, why did you give a city back? Why? Why would you give Mycenae back? You're winning the war, buddy. I don't get that. That's silly. I don't get it. But Pericles gets a city back. That'll help him a bit. So meanwhile, we'll keep an eye on over here. Lakama will be sieged down. Okay, take a couple turns. Oh, dropped 18% in one turn. That means it's not going to take that long. Now these are longbows, not on a hill, but are longbows there. All right, Sitting Bull's got a lot of catapults, and that's presumably headed for Uxmal. Unless he's going to try to snipe. Would be hilarious if Sitting Bull stole this city. After Chin did all the work. No, he's not there. He is still going towards Uxmal. He's just walking on defense. He's actually doing this a smart way. Defensive cover to approach the city. Pakal's weak enough, and he has enough units that it doesn't matter. But like that actually is decent enough tactics. All right, this city I think falls on this turn. I think there's enough. Now, granted, a lot of these attackers are swords and chariots, which are terrible against longbows. But if the defenses are down and you collateral the longbows, you can still kill them even with outdated units. So I would expect this city to fall. Yep. And Sitting Bull is still wandering around here. Just like that, Chin takes over the top spot. Robert E. Lee has died in combat. That would be more amusing if it were like Stonewall Jackson. Stonewall Jackson has died in combat. It's like, yeah, I've heard that one before. So yeah, poor Vincarius. Yeah. Oh, that's the shrine. Yeah, that's significant because it's the shrine city. Chin will probably stick with that religion now as a result. 11 cities have Hinduism, so not the highest, but Buddhism is definitely the game's... Now, that could be bad because Buddhism is the game's clearly most popular religion, which has 29 cities following it at the moment. Sitting Bull also follows it. I guess Sitting Bull is going to be like an ally to Qin Shi Huang because they have the same religion and they're... they got the mutual military struggle bonus. The problem is their peace... Oh, he's plus 11, but they're still not friendly. That's a sign of the peace weight difference between them. Plus 11 and still not friendly. Plus 10, also still not friendly. But Sitting Bull likes him a lot more than everybody else. Chin still likes Suryavarman and Julius Caesar, though, even with the ridiculously different scores. So everyone else is still at peace, but we'll keep watching this war for right now. Again, Suryavarman and Pericles are 100% going back to war with each other at some point. There's no question that they're going to fight each other at some point. There's been too much bloodshed between them. The bigger question is whether Uxmal is going to go to Sitting Bull or Qin Shi Huang, because one of them is going to get it. And Sitting Bull is going to have first mover advantage. It looks like Sitting Bull is going to claim this city. Which will then be awkward if Chin claims Mayapan up there. But Chin is starting to put together like territory that actually makes sense up here from a geographic perspective. Yeah, Sitting Bull's going to get this city barring something really weird happening. Because there's like no... Are there any Chinese units up here? I don't think so. Will Sitting Bull get the kill credit for eliminating Pakal here? Suryavarman's building a lot of wonders. He doesn't have too many coastal cities, but he has a decent enough chunk to make Colossus worth building. It's a nice little pickup there. All right, so Sitting will get that. I think Chin will get the last city, which is going to make their borders really awkward. And Caesar built the Parthenon, not one of the more important wonders. Will anyone ever put a city here? Pakal, if Pakal had put his second city right here, if he had just put his second city right here, think how much better off his game would have gone. Ah, Pakal. Could be Chin first, Sitting Bull second. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. Chin first, Sitting Bull second. Sure. So Chin has a much bigger stack chasing after this last city, which is being defended by workers and Hindu missionaries. So I would expect him to get it, but, you know, Sitting Bull could snipe the kill credit. All right, we'll do an overview once this war is over. which it shouldn't take more than a couple more turns at this point. Chin is considered the largest right now, although Surrey Varman is still keeping pace with him in score, which is pretty impressive. All right, looks like Caesar finally got to feudalism. A little late getting there. Yeah, I still don't really see any Native Americans are like trailing in. So Pakal has now also gone to Buddhism, but he has one city left, so. All right, looks like Chin is waiting one more turn. Chin does move before Sitting Bull in turn order, so he should claim this. We'll do an overview of the game once this elimination is done. All right, so turn 154. Chin is the one who gets the kill. Once again, 3 games in a row, our pool 1 leader has been eliminated first. That's pretty unreal that keeps happening over and over again. Gotta wait for that great engineer announcement to pop up first. All right, and yet again, never had a chance once I picked him. I know, right? I don't know how it keeps happening. Whoever I pick is just doomed. Oh, man. All right. Let's go ahead and mark this down in our setup for the game. That Chin war declaration, though, was unreal. He's pleased, and he had no border tension. He walks all the way right up next to Pericles' border, who he has a lot of border tension with and is annoyed with. But no, it's Pakal he's declaring war on. Unreal. That's literally unreal. I guess there was no home field advantage for Pakal, as so many suspected. Game 3, turn 154. That's a pretty early elimination. All right, the kill credit goes to Chin Shi Huang. Here you go, Chin. Get a kill for yourself. Picking contest. So Pakal first eliminated. Not a popular pick. Some people did have it, though. Not a lot. That was 90. That's 18 out of 343. That's not a lot. That's 5%. Not a lot of people had it. And then for our fantasy contest, well, Vincarious, you did get 2 points from Pakal, but probably not what you're hoping for with the big pit. You know, the Joao pick last week went so well, and then this one did not, unfortunately. Chin, where's Chin on this? That's a point for ABC's team. ABC's team is doing fantastic. He got the big Ashoka set up from game 1, and then Chin is looking in good position to get a top 2 finish in this game, plus has already gotten a kill and has the potential to maybe get more. So that's looking great. All right, did I get the... Wait a minute, this is not showing up. There it is. There, it popped back up again. Okay. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and next turn this. Yeah, the borders are going to be really wonky up here now. And Chin just popped a Golden Age as well. Okay, well, good timing for him. That's going to throw off the graphs, but we'll take a look. All right, so GMP, again, Chin just entered a Golden Age. Don't get thrown off by that. So Sitting Bull is now the weak GMP member. Pakal and... Not Pakal. I knew I was going to do that. Pericles and Surrey Varman are on top there. Production, okay, ignore the Golden Age jump up. His production is like here, so he's #1 in production. Food is unaffected by a Golden Age. So Chin's first. Again, look, Caesar's lagging badly there. #1 in power as well. Culture, Surrey Varman dropped a culture bomb. That's what that big... Where is it? In Harappan. Oh, wait, is it... Or, yeah, Harappan is where he dropped the culture bomb. So he put it in the Barb City to pop its borders out. Okay. Yeah, we could try to highlight who's in the current game for fantasy, but I don't know. There's not so many leaders that I know that we necessarily have to do that. All right, in terms of research, let's see what everybody's research rate is real quickly. The 5 leaders we have left. Surrey Varman, 203 beakers. He's actually running positive gold on the slider. He could actually get more than 200 beakers if he wanted. Caesar, 138. Pericles, 236. Chin, 243. Not a super fast research pace game. Sitting Bull is the weakest GMP, it looks like. So nobody's really running away economically with the game. Not yet, at least. Although Sitting Bull and Chin are in golden age. We can't really get a good comparison because they're in golden ages right now. Let's do a quick check to see who's plotting war. All right, Chin, you are you might want to slow down there, buddy. He's already plotting war. I mean, he's pleased with everyone. He's annoyed with Pericles. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he does not like Pericles. All right, you are also plotting war, and you also hate Pericles. I mean, okay, he hates Sitting Bull. He's friendly with Julius Caesar. Is he please-locked with Pericles? He is no longer please-locked with Pericles. So they're probably going back to war again. Probably. Sitting Bull is not... Okay, you're also plotting war. You guys, seriously, calm down, you two. These two just hate each other's guts. I guess he could be plotting war with Chin as well. And Julius Caesar is, of course, also plotting war. Probably with Sitting Bull again. He's pleased with everybody else. So everybody's plotting war. It's a little hard to say who with whom, but I think Pericles is the subject of a lot of this war plotting. Hard to say exactly. Pericles looks like he's about to found another religion here. Everybody other than Sitting Bull is plotting war. Something like that. Apparently, Suryavarman has open borders with... Yeah, it looks like Chin is plotting against Pericles because he's building up a stack here. Understandably, he has a lot of border... He would really like to get rid of Knossos off the map. Like, that's a spot that's very annoying to China. Let's see if we can spot Pericles. All right, Pericles is plotting almost certainly with Suryavarman. And Suryavarman, I don't see his stack where it might be. I don't know where Suryavarman has his stack building. I can't see a big stack for him. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Everyone still wants to kill each other, yes. Everyone still wants to kill each other. But Suryavarman has a lot of religions. He only has one culture trait because expansive is not a culture trait. But he has enough holy cities, especially if he could get Knossos here. He might be serious about trying to go for a cultural victory. I would be surprised if Chin did. I don't think he has enough religions. He also only has one trait. Isn't Industrious a culture trait, I think? Protective is not. But anyway, for the moment, we're just kind of next turning until we see who actually starts one of these wars. Here comes Julius Caesar. He's going to declare, he's going to do it. He's going to attack Sitting Bull again. Oh no, it's Suryavarman attacking Sitting Bull. And Caesar's almost certainly going to attack next turn. Everybody hates Sitting Bull. That's good news for Pericles, though. Because he looked like he was facing a 2v1. Now it looks like it's... now it's Sitting Bull who's facing a 2v1. Okay. Well, my 10 prediction for wars does not look like it's going to be enough in this one. Now, the hilarious thing is if Pericles declares war on Suryavarman. So here's what we need to have happen. Pericles declares war on Suryavarman, and then Chin declares war on Pericles. Just to make this as confusing as possible. Suryavarman is not winning this, by the way, you guys. His stack just got owned by Sitting Bull. Sitting Bull just owned his stack, by the way. Can we get a close-up on the Khmer elephants? Sure. These are the ballista elephants. They're model... I mean, it doesn't look that different from the normal elephant model. But, you know, they're still pretty cool looking. Put it in flying camera mode. I hope this doesn't make people dizzy. There you go. They got the big ballistas on their heads. It can be fun to zoom around in flying camera mode. It can also make you very, very dizzy at times. All right. So, yeah, Suryavarman, that didn't go well. Oh, here comes another. Oh, but you know who it is working for? It's working for Julius Caesar, apparently. Where's the power graph? I wanted to see. Did Suryavarman... Yep, Suryavarman, oof. And then Sitting Bull also got nailed. But you know whose power is just surging above the field? Yeah. Chin. with everybody else fighting these wars that are not really going anywhere, but Qin actually like succeeding in his wars, Qin's looking to be in a good position here. Yeah, but he's attacking Pericles. Because that just happened. It's a lot of units, apparently. And this literally just built the Jewish shrine. Alright, another war. Everyone hates each other in this game. Everyone hates each other. So, I just want to back up for a minute. This is part of the reason why I really thought Pakal could run away with this map, because there's just so much bloodletting and so many leaders who do not have good economies. If Pakal just gets a roughly even share of land instead of stupidly getting stuck on 5 cities, if he just gets an even share of the land, he can just run away with this game economically so easily. I know that that didn't happen in this game, but the potential is really, really there for that to happen. Anyway, so now we have another declaration here. Qin has a lot of units in this stack. I'm not exactly sure how many, but it's a lot in this stack. Problem is, Pakal will die if he's breathed on. Yeah, I mean, that's the danger, though. Alright, somehow Moundville got captured there. I don't think Julius Caesar's going to be able to hold on to Moundville. But we are headed towards Qin, maybe just... Like, if Qin gets any sizable amount of Pericles' land, he's going to be unstoppable on this map. And then I'm going to feel bad because I have him... I was like, I think he's strong on this map, but it could be I just picked him in the wrong spot. Maybe I needed to pick him for first and not second. Well, it's okay. If he comes in first and Pakal comes in second, I get half that. Oh, wait, no, Pakal's dead. He also apparently just founded another religion. All right, Moundville was retaken. I feel like the Julius Caesar cross-map attacks on Sitting Bull are just utterly bizarre in this one, too. Qin is putting Knossos under a siege. There's elephants on both sides. And apparently Pericles is trying to capture Chichen Itza with his stack. So there's like a stack here sieging Knossos and a stack here sieging Chichen Itza. Problem is Chichen Itza, the city, also has Chichen Itza, the Wonder, which is why it has 125% defense. 13 catapults will make good work on that, though. So there are a lot of units getting traded on both sides right now. This is just a lot of bloodletting in this game. A lot of bloodletting in this game. But it's certainly entertaining. Not a boring game. Sitting Bull is continuing to do what he does best, which is defend. Again, he's not good at winning games, but he can defend himself and drag out games. Like, right here is just like there's this massive cluster of units fighting. I see Suryavarman has knights deployed, though, so... and he just brought a very large stack here to poverty points. Unfortunately, this is a rough era for offensive warfare, because, like, longbows behind castles are really hard to kill. You need to get to, like, knights at a bare minimum. Better off, like, cuirassiers to disrupt them, and right now, only a couple of these leaders actually have knights. So these dual sieges still going on. Well, apparently Suryavarman has paper now. Looks like poverty points can... Actually, I was going to say will get attacked. Actually was attacked and apparently held yet again. Sitting Bull very good at defending these spots. Of course, Suryavarman was attacking longbows across a river. Is poverty point on a hill? It is, yeah. Longbows in a hill across a river, even a lot of knights struggle. Look at these promotions here. My goodness. Okay, I'm not trying to get a screenshot name here. I was trying to capture the promotions. There's a Drill 4 crossbow in there. There's a lot of City Garrison 3 longbows with the extra Drill first strikes. I mean, it's just hard to kill that. So maybe Sitting Bull was not the best target. I mean, just look. These guys are just... Their stacks are getting massacred. Suryavarman just lost another big stack. Caesar is losing unit after unit. I mean, they're slowly wearing down Sitting Bull, but like this is not easy at all. Totem pole protective longbows indeed are pretty brutal to attack into. Meanwhile, Qin has 75 units on this stack. Okay. I mean, Knossos is well defended, but that don't beat 75 units. So, yeah. And now that he's taken this target, he will presumably turn and attack this stack. Qin also build the Spiral Minaret. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a nice wonder. He's got a lot. That's worth. He has Spiral Minaret and Sankor. He's got running the monk economy. Now he just needs to build the Apostolic Palace. Oh wait, we have that disabled for this game. I feel like he's just gonna start running away with this game at this point. So he did lose a city there, Chichen Itza. Pericles used his big stack to attack this. That said, there's still 70 units over here. And Sitting Bull is continuing to defend. So that'll slow him down a little bit. I kind of need someone else to win so Qin can get second place. Well, that did not last long. That was a short-lived victory for Pericles. That did not last long. The Apostolic Palace is fine for the production bonus it gives, but the Diplo thing it's just bad. Oh man, we need to see that effect on the power graph. I just had to wait a turn for it to register. All right. Is this going to be brutal for Pericles? I mean, it was pretty brutal for Qin as well, but he was better able to handle a loss like that. He was better able to handle a loss like that. That's not even a shark fin. That's just falling off a cliff. Cutaraxis had the same thought. Anyway, we had a question about whether some people were going for liberalism. Suryavarman can research it at any point in time. Caesar's not even in the race. Pericles is not in the race. Qin is not in the race. All right, so Suryavarman will presumably be the one to get that. Okay. All right, then. Also, Qin has not won this game yet. There's a long way to go. He's just looking really strong right now. Because he looks like he's going to be able to start vacuuming up Pericles' territory. Don't sleep on Suryavarman cultural victory, though. He has a lot of holy cities under his control. I don't know if he has enough to initiate. He has 1, 2, 3 holy cities. I don't know if that's enough to put him in culture mode or not, but it might be. And he just got Sistine Chapel. He has a lot of culture. It's not beyond the question that he could go for a cultural victory. And he just got Sistine, yeah. Not out of the question that Suryavarman could get out of this stupid war with Sitting Bull. He also has enough culture that, like, he will get a city or two. If Qin runs over all of Greece, he'll pick up a city or two. Now, he won't be as strong as Qin, but culture victory is faster than spaceship victory. If he chooses to go for culture, he could actually try to win that route. I'm not just saying that to make the game more dramatic. I think he, like, legitimately could go for culture. Ethelwyn saying he thinks he needs at least 5. Well, he's not going to get 5, I don't think. As I said, he has 3 at the moment. So that's a little less likely. Right? Yeah, okay. He has 3, and China has the other 4, so maybe not. Maybe not. So somehow Sitting Bull has defended his territory in this 2v1. And in fact, now he's going on the offensive. I don't think that's going to work, but he's trying it. He ran into the Roman stack over here, and they basically both committed suicide. They both just suffered big losses. That's like the big thing. All the other wars are not really going anywhere. Like the Suryavarman and Julius Caesar versus Sitting Bull. Not much is really happening in those wars. But Qin is actually taking territory. Like, he's very successfully gaining more cities. Excuse me. So that's part of the reason why he's just looking so good, is he's actually doing stuff. How different would this game have been if Qin Shi Huang had declared war on either Pericles or Sitting Bull instead of Pakal. I feel like it turns into a very different game. Instead, it looks like Pericles is on the way to getting munched up by China. And that does look like it's going to put Qin in an incredibly strong position. But otherwise, there's not that much going on in the game other than Greece slowly collapsing to China. I'm still trying to keep an eye on these other wars, but just Suryavarman and Caesar, they just need better tech. They cannot get through these protective longbows. Every city has... I mean, look at this city. Every city has stuff like this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 city garrison, 3 longbows. I mean, in a city on a hill across a river, like, that's not happening. You're just not killing those units. Not until you have, like, cuirassiers at a minimum and better off cavalry. You're just not killing them with knights. They're just too good. Sure, we'll sign open borders, Sitting Bull. So, and I mean, Sitting Bull has those totem poles. He basically, his whole civ is just don't attack me. You will. I'm not good enough to win the game on my own, but I am good enough to make sure you don't win the game. You just don't want to fight him, and he's doing a good job of holding out here. There is also the chance. I mean, Sitting Bull. Qin does love Sitting Bull. They're even getting civics bonus in addition to the faith bonus. I don't know. It's not impossible that Sitting Bull could, like, sick Qin on his enemies if Qin gets out of this war with Pericles. He just took another city there. I know Sitting Bull won his game last year. It was a kind of an unlikely result based on when we repeated the game. He has won games before. But again, any leader can win. In the right situation, the right diplomatic setup, the right starting position, any leader can win. He's just an unlikely leader to win games because his setup is not conducive to winning. It's a setup that's conducive to stopping people from winning. Anyway, Poverty Point is just an absolute fortress. Continues to be unable to, just will not fall. Qin is not exactly racing his way through Greek territory here. He is making progress, but he's not exactly racing his way through. So, and by the way, all those wars, now that everybody's fighting wars, the war declaration counter has stalled for the time being. So there is an attack here from Suryavarman, but Suryavarman, I mean, again, just these knights are not good enough to win these battles. And then there's another stack down here. I'm trying to keep an eye on this, but I also don't want to drag the game out for no reason. We kind of know what's going on. Qin is slowly conquering Pericles. Suryavarman and Caesar are, like, trying to fight Sitting Bull, but not having any success. They haven't taken... I mean, I guess they briefly took Mountainville, but that's it. I was going to say they haven't even taken a city yet. Much less been able to fight their way through the whole Civ. Alright, Qin popped a Golden Age. And because he got the Taj Mahal. Well, that's a nice pickup. It won't be too much longer until some of these leaders start getting gunpowder-based tech. Like Caesar's on printing press right now. I know someone's going to ask it, so we'll check to see if he's on a rifling beeline. He is on a rifling beeline. I knew it would be in the chat. And you're right, he is rifling beeline. He is beeline for rifling. Suryavarman grabbing military tradition. He doesn't have gunpowder, though, so he won't be able to do anything with that. He needs gunpowder for cuirassiers. And then if you're curious about where Qin is on the tech tree, he is also going early democracy, so he will probably build the Statue of Liberty. He has gunpowder, but he hasn't picked up any of the other military techs. Argos seems to be the target right now. And then, meanwhile, over here, Poverty Point has fought off yet another attack from Suryavarman. And now Julius Caesar is feeding another stack into the meat grinder here. At some point, I mean, just like these promotions are just insane. This is like an amazing defensive spot. It is behind this river. It's on a hill. The AI is too stupid to just move across the river to this tile most of the time. Man, what a fortress city. It just will not fall. Qin is doing a very thorough job of knocking out the defenses. So Pericles just picked up cuirassiers. I just saw them all upgrade between turn. That's nice. Doesn't have rifles, though. He's going for the economics great person, which it looks like he'll get. By the way, if we have to go all the way to a spaceship ending, this game is going to be a late finishing game. I mean a late finishing game. Because this tech pace is not very fast. But once again, Poverty Point has fought off yet another attack. So for the time being, we could look at we'll just do the quick overview for this turn 200. But yeah, Qin and Suryavarman are leading economically. Qin is in a golden age, so don't take these numbers too seriously. He's getting to be pretty far ahead in power. Look at all these. Pericles, this is when he loses a city. You'll see another big drop when this next city gets taken. Culture. We'll see if Suryavarman ever decides to go for culture. Yeah, Ashoka's spaceship arrived. Wasn't it like a turn 295 spaceship victory? All right, this city is surely going to get attacked shortly. Yes, congrats on bronze working. I know the Observer Civ finished attack. Suryavarman's going to get liberalism. There's Caesar on his rifling pick. Qin taking a somewhat more economic path through the tech tree here. I love all the Khmer units just like racing by. Alright, this city did get attacked. It held out for one turn. There's Suryavarman discovering liberalism. Let's see what he took. Astronomy? No, I think he took democracy, maybe? He's building security. Yeah, I think he took democracy with it. Anyway, there's Statue of Liberty being built. Oh, this is just insulting. Statue of Liberty being built in Mutal. That's just insulting to Pakal's memory there. Anyway. But yeah, Qin has not exactly been racing his way through Greek territory here. And Argos seems to have stymied him for the time being. I guess he's waiting to heal. He definitely took some big losses there. But it did fall this turn. Yeah, once again. Okay, Suryavarman made peace with Sitting Bull. Okay. Well, that means Suryavarman... Probably good for Suryavarman. He was not getting anything out of that war. Ugh. Now Suryavarman can do the smart thing, which is come back to war with Pericles and start taking territory off the Greeks. That would be the best thing for him. Caesar is researching rifles. I mean, maybe rifles can... If he has rifles, maybe he can start making progress against Sitting Bull. Yeah, Suryavarman. We'll see if he's on rifling in like one more turn. So Qin's golden age finally comes to a close. Here's the latest Roman stack. So Suryavarman is on rifling tech. Pericles is not close to that yet. Qin is also not on rifling. So if Suryavarman were to upgrade to rifles and start hitting Pericles, he might actually be able to take a decent chunk of territory off the Greeks here. And apparently Qin just finished another shrine. Hey, maybe Qin... Qin has 4 holy cities. Is it possible he could get enough holy cities that he starts going for a culture victory? I mean, it's not insane that he could try that. He has 1 culture trait in Industrious. That would be funny if he started going for a cultural victory. Suryavarman is not currently plotting war. That would be pretty funny if he started going for a cultural victory. Then unlocking a chance for Suryavarman to win by space. I don't know. And Sitting Bull and Caesar made peace as well. Okay. So that whole war was a whole bunch of nothing. But on the plus side, it means that Julius Caesar can now plot war and Suryavarman can now plot war. Qin culture victory is probably unlikely. I agree. All right. So this guy still hates Sitting Bull. You know, he doesn't love Qin Shi Huang. That's kind of interesting. He loves Julius Caesar, and Caesar loves him, so they'll never fight at the moment. Caesar still doesn't like Sitting Bull, but he can plot with either of the others. Yeah, Julius Caesar and Suryavarman are friendly with each other. Suryavarman might want to finish this conquest, because if like Caesar or Suryavarman attack him, then that could be an issue because they already have gunpowder. They have rifles, and he does not. Of course, Pericles doesn't have rifles either. All right, Qin, I think, is now belatedly going for rifles. Yep, he will have them in another 10 turns, though. So he's not much of a window of vulnerability overall. Suryavarman, by the way, is actually ahead in tech. Like, he's ahead of... Even though Qin is much bigger, Suryavarman is ahead in tech by about 4 or 5 techs at this point. So that's something to keep an eye on, too. I think long-term, Qin is so much bigger, it would be hard for Suryavarman to stay ahead, but it is notable. Also getting that is a nice wonder, too. Again, the insult of putting it in Mutal, of all places. It's quite nice, though, a free specialist in every city. But yeah, Qin is not exactly racing his way through Greek territory here. This guy just hates Sitting Bull so much. 2 cross-map attacks against Sitting Bull. What a clown show in this game. All right, you're not plotting war. You are not plotting war. I can't imagine you want to fight anybody. You're not plotting war either. Okay. So at the moment, no one else. Suryavarman now has picked up... he has gunpowder tech, so he can build cuirassiers. He's got a huge stack over there by Mycenae. Although that city will probably go to the Khmer if it's captured, because it's got a lot of Khmer culture over there. Athens, though, is also under siege, and there's definitely some wonders in here. Actually, just the Great Wall and Angkor Wat, so not the greatest wonder hall. There goes Mycenae. And there's 1 trebuchet in this stack. Definitely needs to bring some more siege. The dreaded 1 trebuchet or 1 catapult. Yeah, it's bombarding 2% of the defenses each turn. Is Suryavarman? Yeah, he's in anarchy. I was like, is he going for a cultural victory? But he's in anarchy this turn. The war declarations have definitely slowed down a bit from that crazy flurry we had earlier. So Suryavarman definitely taking his time. But of course, he just picked up rifling. Of course, Pericles is also about to hit rifling. Again, don't be surprised if this goes over to the Khmer, because it's pretty culturally crushed over there. All right, 1 more trebuchet on its way. Still the 1 trebuchet working its way through here. Pericles does not have much more territory, though. He only has 4 cities remaining. Can you check Pericles' land and add it to Qin? Qin would need a lot more for domination. Because he won't. He has 34%. He's about halfway there. So Pericles is 12%, but he won't get all of that because, like, you know, if he takes this city, then, like, Chaco Canyon grabs all this. And it's like, he takes Athens, and a lot of it gets swallowed up. So he can get maybe another, like, 7 or 8% from taking... He can get probably up to about 40, a little over 40%. He would need Pericles' land plus Sitting Bull, and then a little bit... He needs, like, this sitting... He needs Pericles, and then plus, like, 1.5 other civs. Like, Sitting Bull alone would not get in there. Julius Caesar alone would not get in there. He needs, like, Pericles plus 1.5 other civs worth of territory. Yeah, he'd have to take out probably 2 more civs to get to domination. It's not out of the question, though. Especially because he's practicing Hinduism, and the only other one practicing Hinduism is Sitting Bull. By the way, now the Cavs are on the scene. If you could get more than 2 trebuchets, this would be a little faster. But there's a lot of units just waiting to attack over there. I think his science rate fell off because he's spending money to upgrade his units. Yeah, he's running the slider to upgrade stuff. In terms of the other AI leaders, you are not plotting war. You probably are with somebody. All right, yep. Who do you want to go to war with? Probably Sitting Bull again. Probably. You're not plotting war. Probably going back to Sitting Bull again. Caesar just hates that guy. He's like, Native Americans, I hate those guys. He's like, the First Nations peoples of the Americas. Just can't stand them. How dare they live in peace and harmony with nature? That's a stereotype, and I'm not trying to exaggerate that. Just, it seems so ridiculous that... Okay, now that's interesting. That has the potential to cause trouble, maybe. If Qin would try to fight one of them, he could get into a war with both of them. Goddamn casinos. Alright, enough. We'll leave it there. Just, it's amusing that for some reason he hates this so much for no clear reason. Does he have a big stack somewhere? I mean, he's got a stack here. It's not impossible that he's planning on attacking Qin. Because, like, he's pleased, but Julius Caesar can declare war at pleased, of course. Suryavarman doesn't really love Qin that much either. Alright, there's only 3 cities of Pericles left. How much longer can he hold out here? He's not that far. He did just hit rifling. The problem for him is everybody else also has rifling, too. Alright, that's a good wonder for Suryavarman. Kremlin's a powerful wonder. Why are his cities so unhappy? What is going on here? Why is our city so unhappy? What the heck? Did he just, like, lose... Maybe he lost resource trades or something. I don't know why cities are so many unhappy faces. But for the moment, not that much going on other than Pericles rather slowly dying to this Civ that's much bigger and stronger. If Suryavarman and Julius Caesar keep signing defensive pacts, it could make Qin more likely to war. Yep, just kind of powering through the turns where not much is happening. All right, steam power, research, starting to get out of the Renaissance and into the industrial age, early industrial now. Pericles has put up a good account of himself, but ultimately there's no siege units. There's no siege in this stack, so it's just gonna attack. That might be ugly, but there's probably enough units here. There's probably just enough units to bully its way in. But there's no siege, so there should just attack. Yep. Probably took big losses, but it's honestly... The lack of siege was honestly an advantage there. It didn't take like 20 turns. Okay, is Suryavarman planning to declare war on Pericles here? No, he just has workers over here. It does not look like he's about to attack. Now watch, he'll declare war and I'll look stupid. Alright, yeah, so just 2 Pericles cities remaining. Somehow Sitting Bull is still alive, even though he's been attacked like 7 times in this game. And there are cannons on the scene now, so even if a siege stack does roll up to a city, cannons take down the defenses so much faster than trebuchets do. Yeah, he really doesn't like Sitting Bull. Really doesn't like Sitting Bull, does he? This city is not very well defended. Looks like Pericles is just gassed at this point. I feel like Qin has hit the point where he's starting to pass Suryavarman in research because he's just so much bigger. He's doing that while fighting a big war, too. Once he actually gets out of war mode and can develop all these captured cities, it's going to look a lot uglier for the non-Chinese members of the game. Oh, there must be cannons here or something because they're stopping to bombard. 2 trebuchets. Never mind. 2 trebuchets. The mighty 2 trebuchets. So this will drag out a little bit longer here. We should probably check the power graph just to see. I mean, you can probably imagine what it looks like, which is that Pericles is dying. We can check real quick. Yeah, okay. That's about what I expected. It's not what you want. If you're Greece, it's not what you want. So I was right that Julius Caesar would never be able to get out of this corner, which he has been completely unable to do. I was wrong. I thought Caesar might attack his neighbors, and I thought that's why I had him first to die. I thought he might attack his neighbors, and he would just be weaker, and then he'd die quickly. Instead, he spent the entire game attacking Sitting Bull on the other side of the map, which is not what I saw happening in this game. Not how I saw this one going. Okay, somehow Sparta is still alive. I guess it's the 2 trebuchets stack that's dragging this out for a long time. But Qin is on assembly line. Yeah, that's starting to get pretty deep into the tech tree there. Anybody else plot? Okay, so you're plotting war with somebody. That'll end the defensive pact, of course, if he starts a war. I mean, it's decent chance it's with Sitting Bull again. Also very possible he's going after Chin, which would not be a good decision on his part. But maybe. Chin just founded Mining Inc. as well. What's the yield of his corporation? Also, this city is getting squeezed. Wow, that's a pretty strong corporation. 14 production? Ooh. That's a lot of production there. I'm not sure the AI even needs that much production given all the discounts they get on Deity. It's like, Chin, bring up your cannons, please. I mean, he'll get them there eventually, I guess. 2 trebuchets. Here come up. Nope. Suryavarman, he's about to attack Sitting Bull again. Here comes another attack on Sitting Bull. I guarantee that's what this is. Sitting Bull, who apparently does not have rifles yet. So maybe this is finally... Yeah, Sitting Bull's not close to rifles. He went up to democracy instead. Maybe this is finally the downfall of Poverty Point. But I'm pretty sure he's attacking Sitting Bull again. Man. These guys just do not like Sitting Bull. It's just like he has a global taunt. Just cannot resist the lure of getting themselves some fine Sitting Bull for dinner. Poor Sitting Bull. There is a reason why Peace Weight is a thing, though. All right, so we're on turn 250. There's one city remaining, which is defended by 3 rifles. We'll check and do an overview after Pericles has exited stage left from this game. Suryavarman's still listed as the most advanced technologically. I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to stay ahead of Chin, though. Chin is just so massive in this game. Chin is also still following a religion that other people don't follow. He's annoyed with... Oh, those of you that have Suryavarman in this game, I know a number of people have Suryavarman for second. He's annoyed with Suryavarman. That is a bad sign for the Khmer. That is a bad sign. He's friendly towards Julius Caesar, which is interesting. Is that a shared civics thing? Why are they friendly with each other? Yeah, it's a civics thing. Well, he will lose that if... Okay, so they're both in bureaucracy. Well, they're going to be dropping bureaucracy soon. Sitting Bull is a diplomatic outcast and is low on military power. It's true. So this time, Poverty Point finally was captured. The unbeatable fortress has finally fallen. Rifles and calves can finally overwhelm longbows. So, yeah. I'm going to keep the focus up here because this city is going to die as soon as anything attacks it. It's defended by a mighty army of caravels, galleys, and spies, and 3 rifles. But I would say that Suryavarman is in some real danger here because Chin is annoyed with him, and they have a lot of border tension. Oh, look, the ironclad! Chinese ironclads on duty. Look at the little pink smokestacks. Yep. And here comes some frigates as well to take out the defenses. All right, well, and here comes a lot more units. Again, all they have to do is attack. They will easily win if they just attack. Apparently some of the caravels were damaged in naval combat. Over here, I don't see any other attack from Suryavarman just yet. Probably time for Julius Caesar to declare war on Sitting Bull. He's gone a whole 10 turns without attacking Sitting Bull. Oh, no. Oh, no. Julius Caesar, what are you doing? Oh, no. No, 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 no. He is just about to finish off Pericles. Well, we may be headed for our first domination victory of the season here. We genuinely might. I mean, he can stir up some trouble with this stack, but let's just look at that power graph again. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, this is yeah. That's Okay. Well, at least we have another war to watch. That was not a good decision. You don't want to defend... Why is this stack still standing here? So he did capture this city. Was he able to hold it? Nope. This stack is probably going to get wiped out on this turn. Let's just watch and see if this stack can hold out. Well, there are still some of them left. That was, oh, that was a Roman, oh yeah, Arpinum, of course that was a Roman city. So far, Caesar's attack has resulted in -1 cities captured. I think Pericles is dead on this turn, though. I think the attack will come in. There we go. All right, Pericles eliminated. Chin looking very, very strong here. All right, enough with the great general messages. All right, turn 260. All right. So we knock out Pericles. In 5th place. Well, at least I won't get Pericles and Pakal confused on turn 260. Where is Pericles? Here he is. Game 3, turn 260. 260. That is another kill for the Chin, who's having a monster game. Seems very likely to win this one. That doesn't affect the in-game scoring, but for fantasy purposes, that is another point for Chin. ABC has to be overjoyed with how this is going. And Pericles is out as well, who did definitely have some potential on this map. This game didn't happen, but you could see Pericles was a strong leader on this map, even though it didn't... I mean, his big issue is his diplomacy was bad. Like, for peace weight purposes, it didn't happen diplomatically, but I do think that there's a chance he can have some good games in the alternate histories. I think that him for 17 was a good bid, even though that didn't score any points. But anyway, he's out of the game now, and Caesar looks to have made a terrible, terrible mistake, because I do not see any Roman units on the map down here anymore. Yeah, giving away that holy city early in the game was just such a baffling decision. Oh no. Oh no. Do you see the cavalry listed? I see a little 63 next to the cavalry here. That is 63 cavalry. Yeah. We need to do one more turn. So it takes the graphs always lag one turn behind, so we have to advance one more turn. All right. Well, for some reason that stack turned around and moved backwards, but now we can look at it. Yep. That's a. It looks like water going over a waterfall basically, but Chin is up here. Anyway, Surya Varman is also on the march too. It will take Chin a little time to take his army from up here, but he has railroads, so not that much time. It does get a little... Okay, where is Surya Varman going with this stack? Where is he going? It can be tough sometimes to figure out like where these are going. Like, especially when there's railroads, because they can just almost like teleport around the map. All right. Cav stack is here in Arpinum right now. Just like waiting to see where this is going to go next. Okay, that Caesar, I don't know if it was a good decision to move all those. Yeah, okay. Well, there were some Roman cavalry there. They're not there anymore. Where did the 68 Cav stack go? Here it is, down here. I guess it's going for Antium. Meanwhile, something is happening over here. But Surya Varman doesn't seem to be making a whole lot of progress. Is it actually possible for Sitting Bull to get a second place in this game? Like, Chin overruns Julius Caesar. He then attacks Surya Varman because he's not going to attack Sitting Bull. He likes Sitting Bull. He knocks Surya Varman below Sitting Bull in score. Could we have a Chin Sitting Bull 1-2? I know a lot of people have Surya Varman to get second, which is still the most likely outcome right now. I believe Chin was friendly with Caesar, but not anymore. Yeah, Chin is he's friendly with Sitting Bull, and he does not like Suryavarman at all. Not at all. Can Sitting Bull maybe survive this game and somehow get a second? That would be insane if that happened. Because Suryavarman is not making a lot of progress right now. If you're curious about domination percentage, Chin's up to 44%. So he's making real progress now. Caesar gives him another 10% land area, so that'll get him close. Yeah, Caesar's worth about 10% roughly. But Caesar alone would not be enough. He would have to take some of, I guess, Suryavarman's territory. All right, Suryavarman is not exactly making a lot of progress. He took Poverty Point. They are still at war, aren't they? Yeah, they're still at war, but he hasn't exactly been pushing forward very quickly. So I guess the main offensive to watch here is the Qin versus Julius Caesar war. For the moment, Qin has infantry against rifles, which is a pretty big edge. The problem is Qin's about to have tanks. He's researching electricity, so he only needs industrialism after that. He can't research it yet, but it is available as an option. He should also probably pick up biology to keep his cities from starving. AI often has a lot of trouble with that. All right, so Ravenna is the new target. Does Suryavarman not have a way to get there? Oh, Qin... Does he not have open borders? I thought he had open borders. Anyway, Ravenna's defenders are dying. Oh, he doesn't have open borders. You're right. He doesn't have open borders with Qin. He can't get there. He can't get over here. So this city is dead. Sitting Bull is going to take this back. Qin Shi Huang, the protector of the Native Americans? Something like that? The defender of Sitting Bull? I mean, Sitting Bull's played a pretty tenacious game. The fact he's been attacked so many times and is still standing is pretty impressive. Yeah, Sitting Bull's safe. Suryavarman can't reach him. He literally can't get there. Again, we still have a ways to go here, but I'm starting to wonder if it is a Qin first, Sitting Bull second. Kind of amazingly, because Caesar is not likely to last. Oh my god, this stack has 79 cats. There's 120 units in this stack. That includes 23 infantry and 79 cavalry. Good luck. Also 3 cannons. So it'll take a couple turns. Yeah, but the cannons do chop down the defenses pretty fast. I mean, there's a lot of red flooding across the map right now. Caesar, Qin was unlikely to attack you. He actually was friendly with you at one point. He's not friendly anymore. Suryavarman for another wildcard game? Well, that would be assuming Suryavarman actually survives, which I don't know. He might not survive long enough to get there. He is the furthest along towards a cultural victory, but I don't think he has enough time to get there. I'm trying to see his Nagara Jai. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm trying to see how close that is towards cultural. Not close. Not close. And there is Poverty Point getting retaken by the Native Americans. So they have cleared their territory now. And Rome's about to fall here. If it's not this turn, it'll be the next turn. Looks like it'll be one more turn. Qin building Broadway now. It's neat, though, that we've had an AI run over the map. We haven't had an AI just, like, run over everybody for a little while yet. Had a lot of more peaceful games, like more peaceful victory conditions. This game has not gone in that direction. So it's nice to see a leader just get out in front of the rest of the field and just start bulldozing them. Even if it's not exactly the leader everybody was expecting. So until Suryavarman and Sitting Bull sign peace, Suryavarman will never start another war. So they're kind of locked into this conflict because they can't reach each other. I mean, I guess Sitting Bull can reach Suryavarman, but Suryavarman can't reach Sitting Bull. So that both of them are kind of stuck in this war for the moment, which basically means no one can intervene in the Qin versus Caesar war. Julius Caesar just lost his capital. He did indeed. And then immediately slammed a mining executive in there. I mean, this isn't going to take too much longer. Qin is rolling right through. And he picked up biology. He's about to get biology, which I think is good because the AI really struggles with the health issues from pollution. So getting things like medicine and biology are pretty good techs. We might have seen Elizabeth have a chance to win that first game if she hadn't been struggling so badly when it came to health. All her cities were like stuck at size 10 because she didn't have enough food to feed them. All right, yeah, Caesar has, again, the colors are a little similar here, but 1, 2, 3, 4. He only has 5 cities left. That's not a lot. We're at 47% land area right now. So then the question would be, Qin does not have enough to win by domination from taking Caesar's land. He would need to take some of Suryavarman's territory, but could Suryavarman hang out long enough to hold on to that second place spot? Or does he drop down into third? Is a question. Or I mean, if it's a really fast offensive, can he survive at all? We have seen leaders just die so fast. Oh, there we go. Well, that'll get him a little more territory because he has to stay above Sitting Bull in terms of score. Now Suryavarman can enter war and Sitting Bull can enter war. For the time being, though, we're just watching Caesar die. Sitting Bull, why? Yeah, I know, right? Why give the city back? It is kind of weird. AI gives back cities way too easily in these treaties. All right, anyway, Caesar has 4 cities left. We're just going to keep pushing through here. Qin still has not picked up industrialism for tanks yet. If Qin has to go for spaceship, we're going to be here a while longer. But he's getting so close to domination. It's looking more likely that he's just going to win by domination. See if Suryavarman fears Qin Shi Huang. That's a good question. Because eventually you can get to the point where like one leader is so far ahead, they just say, we fear their military might, and they won't declare war. Yeah, so he won't declare war on Qin. He's too afraid. So that's only going to happen the other way around, which is looking more and more likely because it's literally -10 towards Suryavarman. Unless one of them goes free religion. That would help a little bit, but the -10 is a pretty big modifier to have. These Chinese ships can take out the defenses of the coastal cities and speed things up a little bit. There's 1 cannon here at Circe. So that's slowing things down there. All right, well, never mind. Qin was like, screw this. I'm just going to take these cities regardless. This city has had its defenses bombed out, so that won't last very long. And then Arretium has got units en route as well. Great general. Well, that didn't do a lot of good, unfortunately. Hey, by the way, thanks for subscribing, Gavagay. I've seen them go from we fear them to Leroy Jenkins. Yeah, Caesar, that was a game-losing mistake, declaring war on your much, much stronger and more technologically advanced neighbor. Not a good decision. Not a good decision. And he's paying for it by getting knocked out of the tournament. Just needed him to get knocked out earlier in this game. So Suryavarman has finished I mean, he is researching industrialism. Honestly, Qin and Suryavarman are pretty close technologically, despite everything. I think part of the reason is Qin has not been at peace for like the last 100 turns. He's been in constant war mode. It's like if he's finally going to be at peace here for the first time in I don't know how many turns, for ages. Is he attacking this turn or is he waiting one more turn? Nope, this turn. All right. So we lose our 3rd AI of the game. All right, turn 289. Let's jot it down. Another kill for Qin. This is a monster scoring game for Qin. Julius Caesar is turn 289. Game 3, turn 289. Enter. A 3rd kill for Qin. Rare we have a 3-kill game. That's worth a lot of points. So Caesar goes out. And then we got to mark down another point. Plus, he's very, very, very likely to win this game. So for fantasy, this is looking like an 8-spot score. In addition to ABC already having Ahsoka's fantasy performance from game 1. Julius Caesar, where is he on here? Here he is. Unfortunately, did not score any points for Lobster in this game, but it doesn't look like anyone other than Chin is going to be scoring many points in this game. And he's just taking all the points for himself this time. Oh, I have a limited time to earn an exclusive Golden Kappa emote for 24 hours. Well, I'll certainly get right to work on that. I'll get right to work on that. Okay, so we'll look at the graphs here. Chin is extremely far ahead in most ways, except not technologically. Suryavarman's still pretty comparable to him. The problem is Suryavarman, Chin does not like Suryavarman, and that's the biggest issue. All right, well, he's at 56%. He'll get a little bit more when these cities come out of resistance, but he clearly needs about another 8%, something like that. If you want to look at the graphs real quickly, GMP is still pretty close for them. The problem is everything else is... This is production. This is the production bar graph. You do not want to see this. You don't want to see someone with this edge in production. Food is not as ghastly, but it's still not good. Power is not good. If they just went purely peaceful, Suryavarman might have a tiny chance, but... Because he's actually ahead in tech. He's ahead like 1 or 2 techs. Now, I don't think he can maintain... He's ahead like 2 techs. I don't think he'd be able to maintain that lead. And then Sitting Bull is behind. I don't think he'd be able to maintain that lead for long. The problem is, it's just... he's literally... Yeah, he's annoyed right now with Suryavarman. And it hasn't even started. Yeah, it's hard to see them staying at peace for any length of time. And that's where Chin gets his 250. We can actually do a quick count of their units. You can do that using the F2 military advisor. So the question is really just like, how long is it going to be until they come back to war? All right. So Suryavarman, if we hover the unit supply, he has 128 military units. And Sitting Bull has 104. And Qin Shi Huang has 523. Has 523 units. Okay. Didn't we have one game that got into the super late game and people had over 1,000 units or something like that? Yeah, only 400 more units. Okay. This is why I, when I'm playing on high difficulty, I usually just prefer to go for the peaceful victory conditions if possible, because the AI just builds so many units. It gets kind of ugly. Anyway, is Chin plotting war yet? He is not plotting war at the moment. Suryavarman is not plotting war, and Sitting Bull is afraid. Yeah, nobody's plotting war right now. Okay. Suryavarman had a game where he hit 2,500 units. I think that's right. We had someone get to some crazy amount. So we're just kind of next turning until something happens. Probably Chin declaring war on Suryavarman, but not guaranteed. Oh, we should look at their beaker rates. That's right. See their respective beaker rates. Suryavarman is at 1,300 beakers per turn. Sitting Bull is at 300. Okay, he is running some extra gold. And Chin is only at 1,300 as well. He's running a little extra gold, but like he is not really ahead of Suryavarman from a tech perspective, amazingly, because his costs are so high. Now, maybe once he has time to develop his cities, he really has not had a chance to develop his cities because he's been in war mode the whole game. Maybe if he has time to develop all his cities, but his actual research economy is not that good. Of course, his military economy, incredible. So we're just kind of waiting to see, will Chin go for the domination victory? I suspect he will, because he's only 4% off, or 6% off. He's very, very close. Why is Poverty Point Khmer? This was given back in the peace treaty that ended the war. When they signed peace, Sitting Bull gave the city to Suryavarman. Also keep in mind the respective scores. So like if this does go to a war, Suryavarman has to stay above Sitting Bull's score if he wants to take a second place finish. Of course, if they never go to war, it is possible Suryavarman can outrace him to space. I don't see that happening, but Suryavarman is ahead in the tech race and on the tech tree right now. Okay, Qin just did a big civic swap. He went into free religion. That did not change how he felt about Suryavarman. He is no longer pleased with, or no longer friendly with Sitting Bull. Sitting Bull is now cautious towards him, but yeah, the free religion probably helps him though, because he's got a lot of religions across his various cities. It would be hilarious if Qin, you know, it would be hilarious if Qin now went for a cultural victory, and then Suryavarman went to space and won. If Qin decided to go for a cultural victory here, again, I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh, could Qin win with Diplo with Sitting Bull voting for him? Yes, yes, he could. He basically already has enough population to win. Sitting Bull's pop would almost certainly put him over the top. I don't think anyone's built the UN yet, though. Because, yeah, Qin's at 55% pop and Sitting Bull's at 18. Yeah, together they 100%. He 100% could win a Diplo victory. I don't know if Sitting Bull would vote for him, though. Because he dropped out of the shared religion, there's only +4. I don't think that's enough to get the vote, though. Like, they're not friendly anymore. So I don't think so. I don't think that would be doable. Anyway, we'll know if Qin declares war because we're going to see like 100 red-colored units go across that blue border. Because I don't think they even have open borders right now. No, they don't even have open borders. Suryavarman's like, I hate everyone. I hate everyone. I can't stand any of you. So we're just waiting to see if a war is going to take place or if they're going to try to space race this. As I said, I think Qin can beat into space, but he has not shown that he can out-tech. I mean, he still has a lot of techs to go. As I said, Suryavarman is ahead. Not by a lot. He's ahead radio. I'm pretty sure if they play this out that Qin will outrace him because he has like triple Suryavarman cities. But stranger things have happened. Here's Apollo program built. Yeah, that is a score gap to say the least. We'll check in just periodically just to see if they're war plotting. Oh my god, he is not plotting war currently. Suryavarman, I think, is just too scared. Oh boy, is he gonna declare war on Sitting Bull again? Is this another attack on Sitting Bull? I swear if he's attacking Sitting Bull again. Well, if he's attacking Qin, then he freaking deserves to lose the game. He's apparently plotting war with somebody, apparently. Of course, they can cancel war plotting. I mean, I guess it has to be Suryavarman. I mean, he literally can't even reach Sitting Bull because he has to go through Chinese territory, and he can't make it through Chinese territory. Anyway, he's supposedly war plotting. Again, there is also, as we said, the mass media Diplo ending here is in play. But Sitting Bull is unlikely to vote for Qin unless somehow they all get in the same religion or something. No, I mean, I guess the AI could do a transport attack, but that's unlikely as well. Look at that city, Mycenae. All those units trapped in there. He has Poverty Point to war from. I mean, okay, I guess so. Airlift units into Poverty Point and attack that way. That would be hilarious. Qin got one of the better late game wonders there. Christo, which lets you swap civics without anarchy, is super nice. It was once, that wonder was originally so busted, you could swap an infinite number of times. You could like swap into nationhood at the start of the turn and then draft and then swap into slavery and then slave and then swap out of them at the end of the turn. It was then nerfed to the point where you can do one civic swap per turn, not infinite civic swaps every turn. Yeah, I see Suryavarman's building the UN. I don't know how impactful that's going to be, though, because, as we said, Qin went free religion and no longer is likely to get Sitting Bull's vote. I'm a little surprised that this hasn't led to a war yet. Got that big fat -8. Although Qin is also only cautious with Sitting Bull, so he technically could attack Sitting Bull too, if he really wanted to. Okay, he is back to war plotting, so we're likely to see something soon here. I can't imagine that he would need much more military. I mean, it's more... Oh, I see a red unit over here. I see. Here it is. Here it is. He's going for it. He's going for it. If only I had picked 11 wars instead of 10. So close. So close. 11 wars. All right. All right. Here's the question. Suryavarman, does he have a chance in this conflict? The answer is no. No, he does not. No, he definitely does not have a chance in this conflict. The question is, can he stay above Sitting Bull's score in order to take second place? Because I know a lot of you guys have Suryavarman for second place. Or can Qin deal enough damage to boost Sitting Bull into the second place spot? We are about to find out. Let's go. I'm going to refresh the map just so we can see. All right, for some reason, there's still cannons and an awful lot of calves running around. Where is the big... There's got to be some absolute doom stack for... Okay, here it is. There are 241 units in this stack. Well, to the fine people of Rajavihara, good luck is all I've got to say. 241 units in that stack. That is a tough order defending against that. One cannon, well, that's enough units that I don't think it really mattered. All right, one city down. Welcome those of you who are seeing this game for the first time. It's definitely entertaining. All right, that's one city down. Our domination percentage, 61. Ooh, Qin's a little higher than I thought. He needs 3% more. Suryavarman is still 1,100 points up on Sitting Bull. I think he can maybe... Oh, wait, what else? Oh, poverty... Okay, poverty point was also taken. He'll probably gift that. So keep an eye on the scores here. I think Suryavarman can survive long enough to... Like, I think domination will hit before Suri drops below Sitting Bull. I'm not 100% sure, though. Could nukes change things? Yes, absolutely. If a whole bunch of nukes start getting lobbed into Khmer cities, nukes cut the population of the city in half, so that could definitely drop scoring a little bit. Poverty point has not been gifted back yet. So no cities captured that turn. Suryavarman is still 1,000 points ahead. That said, if he loses core cities, that does cause your score to drop pretty fast. But the question is just, does the domination get over the line faster? Well, it's going to be close. I know it looks like Suryavarman's safe right now. He's not as safe as it probably seems. In particular, really big core cities tend to be worth an awful lot of score points. Losing them hurts a lot. I mean, he's probably okay, but you never know. So this city up here is... There's a paratrooper offensive up here. And then the main thrust seems to be coming past down here. Actually, a lot of this stuff is still not... Well, we should probably watch up on the top side. Qin is at 61%. Sure, we can check the Chinese army at the end here. Although I don't think he's really increased his numbers that much from before. All right, that's one city down. But that one wasn't really worth that many score points. Unfortunately for Qin, it didn't really get him much territory towards domination either. Oh, here we go, Secretary General vote. Would Sitting Bull want to vote for him now because he's fighting someone he hates? An awkward place to build the UN. That didn't really get him any territory towards domination. So that didn't really help. Suryavarman is 1,000 points ahead still. I mean, he seemingly looks like he's ahead of Sitting Bull. We have seen last-second jumps before, like Hatshepsut in the last season, losing her spot. All right. Well, that was a rather big drop in terms of the score. Now he's 800 points ahead because he lost one of his best core cities. What did that... That didn't really give any territory towards domination either. Now, this is going to be close, you guys. Hari Haralaya will unlock some more territory. Hari Haralaya might be enough to put Qin over the victory. All right, so Qin wins that, but note that Sitting Bull abstained, so he would need Sitting Bull to vote for him for a cultural victory. 61.6%. Yeah, Argos will gain, well, actually not that much territory, because Angkor Wat will still hold most of this, and Yasad Harapura will also hold a lot of this. I guess we just have to wait and see, but it is getting close. China's army here, he's at about the same. He's right around, oh no, here we go. 714 units. He's up over 700 units now. He is cranking them out. This city might get it captured, but I think the more crucial one is the Hari Haralaya, because that's one of the core cities in the middle of Khmer territory. Playoff spot on the line here. A lot on the line for these leaders. It is interesting how even though like there's no dispute about who's going to win this game, there's still stuff at stake here, which is one of the reasons why this scoring system we kind of stumbled into seems to work really well. There's a lot of fighting somewhere. Okay. Surrey Varman is now 550 points ahead. Did any cities get okay, that's it, but that didn't give any territory towards domination either. Oh, actually no, it did. 62.73. Okay. This city falling this is probably enough to put Qin over the domination threshold. The question is, how much does this cost? And Sitting Bull picked up communism. I don't think it's 500 points worth of territory. That said, if Qin can somehow pick up 2 cities on the same turn, that might be enough to drop him. I think Surrey's going to squeak this out by the tiniest of margins here. It's going to be close, but I think Surrey Varman squeaks this out by a fingernail, because I think this will trigger domination if this city falls. Is that enough for domination? Oh, it is. It is. Surrey barely hangs on. Yeah, one more city falling, and he drops out of second place. That's how close that was. Very close. 250 points. Yeah, one more city, and it would have been too late. Yeah, that was close. So those of you who had Surrey Varman for second, you do cash in on the second place. Turn 319, a domination win, which was not a popular pick. But yeah, first and okay, some people had first. Yeah, some people might have had first and second swap too. Again, Surrey Varman for second was the most popular pick, so that'll ensure the scoring is pretty solid. Even though Pakal first to die and Qin for victory are probably going to bottom out pretty well. I didn't really hit much of anything once again. I knew Qin was strong, but unfortunately I had him for second and not for first. Pakal, why did you let me down? Hattie's stock is skyrocket. Yeah, a lot of these leaders in the wildcard game we're getting high piece weight civs in the wildcard game. So I mean, the story of the early game, the big story of the early game, I really think is Pakal just doesn't expand. That city there that he easily could have claimed, he could have gotten that. I mean, he literally got nothing on the border with Qin, nothing whatsoever. The other civs, and the other thing was that early war, that holy city getting captured and then given back again is just so weird. But the turning point of the game, the single biggest moment of the game, we all saw, it was Pakal declares war on Sitting Bull, and literally 2 turns later, Qin declares war on Pakal. That is literally the turning point of the game, because capturing Pakal's land is the springboard for Qin, and like that's what makes him so strong. Is he gets another civ's worth of land. So he's then double the size of everybody else. And Pakal's land is really well developed because financial leader, blah, blah, blah. I mean, as I said, it's the springboard. It starts the snowball rolling down the hill. And then like from there, Qin never gets put in like a 2-front war situation. He is always fighting one leader at a time. He gets the 2v1 edge against Pakal, but he takes all but one city. I think he got 5 of the 6 Mayan cities. Then he manages to take all of Pericles' territory. It's not a fast war, but he does get all of it. Meanwhile, Sitting Bull is just defending against Suryavarman and Caesar. Like that, those wars just went nowhere. Those leaders just stalled out doing nothing, which allows Qin to get even bigger. And then he just picks off Caesar, and Caesar just loses his mind, so he just picks off Rome's territory. And then he was in the process of doing the same thing to Suryavarman when the game came to a close. If he didn't hit the domination threshold, Suryavarman was going to be dead in another, I don't know how many turns, maybe a dozen turns more, he would have been dead too. But super impressive game from Qin Shi Huang. Just, he got out in front, and nobody ever really challenged him. He just kind of rolled over everybody. A great game from him. So, domination win. We don't get to see domination wins as often, but fun stuff from that one. Yeah. Nice to get that as a change of